Have we got a day for you today? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Margaret, thank you for the invitation to the picnic. Margaret, thank you for the concern over Hannah. And Christine, thank you for the recipe for the roasted butternut squash and pepper and cream cheese soup. And also, thank you for all the lettuce soup recipes that I got when I got home yesterday. Anyway, today's early bird. Now, this is rather special. So I'll show you this first of all. So you get half a metre of black and you get half a metre, is that cream there? Yeah, half metre black, half metre cream. Thinking, what's so special about that, John? Well, look at this panel. You are going to love it. How many of these have I got, Hannah? Oh, not enough. Not enough. You got a metre of fabric and a panel for £13.48. Oh, excuse me, brand new panel. Oh, hang on, what do you get? Oh, she get half metre for free. Half a metre free, but look at the panel. Recipes for life. Right, I'll go through them in a second. So you've also got ingredients for happiness, recipe for love, key for success, and secret for friendship. So let's go through them one at a time. Recipes for life. Let's see where I'm going wrong now. Some tender moments. I know. Kisses, definitely not. A dash of trust. A pinch of affection. Add some unconditional support. I've got lots of that. Plenty of good times, shared, laugh, smile, served with promise, happiness, respect and patience. New experiences together. Oh, we're not allowed to do that one yet, are we? Then on the other half, here we go. Ingredients for happiness, 2 pinches of sharing, 1 teaspoon of smiles. I think smiles should be more than that. 3 scoops of giggles, 1 cup of laughter and 1 ounce of goodwill. There's not 1 ounce of goodwill in my life, I tell you that much. Right, here we go. Recipe for love. 2 cups of laughter, a dash of happiness, a packet of respect, 2 pounds of tenderness, and a cup of dates. Oh no, a cup of date nights. Cup of date nights. You don't want a cup of dates if you're going on a recipe of love, do you really? Then we've got here key for success, 1 tablespoon of hope, 2 ounces of energy. This is the one Hannah doesn't understand, this one. She said, I haven't got any of this. A pack of positivity, a pinch of focus. Right, you need that, Hannah. 2 cups of leadership. I think Hannah can forget that one there. Here we go, secret for friendship. 1 bag of listening, because they never listen. 2 cups of respect, there's no respect comes from the gallery. 1 ounce of trust, 1 pinch of caring, and 1 cup of good times. It's called Life's Recipe, this panel. So you are getting the panel and a metre of fabric, but you're only paying for half a metre of fabric, so you get one of these for free. I know, fantastic. Today's early bird. Make sure you go through. Now remember, once you paid the P&P for the day, that's you done. You don't need to do another P&P for the whole day, whether you buy from me here on Saint Street or my younger brother later on Yarn Lane. I know it's all 1 P&P for the whole day. Yeah, he's younger than me. No, he looks older, doesn't he? Because he's been here for a while by then. Older brother. Older brother. Yes. Here we go, look. £13.48. I know. Keep going through. Oh, we've got lots of messages. You keep coming through, checking out on that. Let me just check who's messaged in. Pauline says, good morning. Margaret says, good morning, John. Have a good, safe day. Oh, Mandy says, morning, John. Love your shirt. I used to work as a balloon crew. Oh, did you, Mandy? Do they have crew on them? I thought you just got in and lit the fire, didn't you? Suzanne says, good morning, John and team. Marcia, how are you feeling? Excuse me, you weren't feeling very well yesterday, were you? Susan, good morning, John and team. Lovely start to the day here in Derbyshire. Jackie says, morning, John, from a sunny Great Sutton. Laurie says, morning, John, another sunny day in Suffolk. Hope you all have a lovely day. Love your shirt. Except it's feeling a bit big, this one. It's weird, isn't it? Yesterday I felt a bit tight and constricted, and today I feel a bit big. Pam Minnie Harney just goes, oh, good morning, lovely. I thought she'd just written lovely. Good morning, lovely. Lintuit is watching now. Right, come on, go through for this. Do you know what? What did I say all day yesterday? Remind me to clean my glasses. I've got to clean my glasses. I haven't even got a glasses cloth in here. I'll do it in the break. I said that all day yesterday, didn't I? Keep going through. Keep going through. Yeah, well, I think you're failing on everything. A recipe for life, happiness, friendship, success, and recipe of love. I couldn't remember what that one was now exactly. £13.48. Brand new today. Brand new today. I know. What are you going to make out of it? Shelley, good morning, John and crew. Oh, she's still sick in bed. Oh, you get better, Shelley, my love. Looking forward to watching you. How much more Sashko can you do, Shelley? You did loads yesterday, didn't you? Louise says, good morning, John from Brackley. Oh, we love it in Brackley. I nearly bought a house in Brackley. Marcia's feeling much better. Thank you for remembering. That's all right, Marcia. Okay, a third of the stock. I had a lot of these for an early bird as well. Third of the stock has gone already. Oh, now. Lots and lots of people came up and bought before we came live today on pre-order. I'll tell you about it in a second. I'll tell you where to go in a second. Judith says, good morning, John. Good morning, Judith. I made the asparagus soup last night that I was telling you about. It was very nice. I need to go out and buy a new blender. I need to buy one of those Bamixes, I think, from that nice man on Ideal World. The one I've had it since before I was a student. It was called, do I want to call it a Magimix? No, I don't want to call it Magimix. It's one that came in a box and the top came up and it's got a hand thing like that. And then there's a couple of, I've never opened the bowls or anything like that. I've only used a zzz, zzz thing. What's it called? Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll get rid of it. Keep going through, keep going through, keep going through. What's the matter? Emma bought a new whisk. Still not used it. Yeah. Mind you, Hannah buys a lot of things that she doesn't use. Like the guest bedroom sofa. She sat on that. No, I mean, you haven't sat on it. Oh, she goes in there to think. So she's not in there very often then. Oh, that's a luxury, that is. She's in her house and she goes, I'll take a break in another room. And she sits and thinks. She's got the tiniest house. She's got 3 bathrooms. I know. Oh, I see. The spare bedroom is now a yoga studio. It's no longer the sewing room. It's now the yoga studio. And the mat's in there, but she's never, ever used it. Hang on, Sue. What does Sue have to say very quickly? Happy Wednesday, says Cousin Susan. Good morning, all. Looking forward to Wendy's demos. Bobby's hats look interesting. Have a fab day from Sue. Half the stock's gone. Half the stock's gone. I am going to move on because I've got a very, very, very busy day today. Right, let's have a look at the menu. Here we go. Right, so Claire's here. Claire from Native Lighting is here. And she's got a brand spanking new light today. And she's got a brand new one to me. She launched it with Vicky, I think, a couple of weeks ago. But it's brand new. Oh, who's it? No, was it Bex, was it? Yeah. Rebecca Reed, sorry, Rebecca Reed. I thought it was Vix. So we've got that coming up, Native Lighting, straight away. Beautiful. The new one is amazing. We're going to show it to you straight away. Then we move on to A Taste of Summer Quilt with Wendy Orlando. Here it is. It's rather nice, isn't it? Beautiful. We love that fabric. Now, Hannah and I love that orange and lemon fabric. We also think it'd be fantastic in dress. I'll show you to you. I've got it for sale by the half metre as well. Be lovely to make dresses and everything. Then we've got a brand new, it's Bobbi Heath's first book. It's a UK book launch. You can't buy it anywhere else. You can, and it's Making Felt Hats by Bobbi Heath. That'd be a fantastic. That's just for half an hour. The menu's a bit wrong there. Then I've got Rainbow Fabrics, another book. I've got a couple of brand new books. I've got an Annie quilting book, and what was the other one that was brand new? There's so much going on today. A Labour of Love. Oh, it's all about love today, then, isn't it? Then, oh look, because then, it still says Love from Beth's. I don't know why that S is there. Love from Beth Fiesta Bag with Wendy Orlando. That's this. Gorgeous, isn't it? We've got that in 2 different colourways. Then we go to Yarn Lane, right? Now, Yarn Lane, crochet flowers with Sam Sabido from Adventures in Crafting. You can buy individual flowers like irises or daffodils and things like that. Or you can buy a big mega bundle where you save lots of money. Right, okay, so that's on pre-ordering Yarn Lane. Let me explain. There are 3 ways you can get in touch. You can send me an email. studio@sewingstreet.com, studio@sewingstreet.com. You can send me a message on Facebook Live, which are the ones I've been reading out here from my tablet on the desk. Ema says, good morning, John, loving the shirt. Lynn Tuitt says, I've had a Bamix for years. I've had a Bamix for more years than I care to remember. I think I'll order one. The man on Ideal World's very handsome. Good morning, John and team, says Glennis. Amanda says, morning, everyone. I break up from work today until Wednesday when I go back to work Oh, after working from home is shielding. We'll miss watching, but I'll try and catch up. Yes. Well, who put it on this side, Hannah? Hannah put it there on purpose to make me look like that. Oh, she's done this. No, because I haven't put it on the desk properly. Oh, hang on. I'll do it in a minute. Right, anyway. So you can send, or you can send a message via the website. So you go to the website, you click on Watch Live. Then you'll see the box on the right-hand side there. You can just send a very quick message. They are the ones. Oh, we haven't had any on my bottom yet this morning. They're the messages that come up in white boxes across the bottom of the screen. Not quite sure what Hannah's writing. Is that to you, Emma? Yeah, oh, that's nice. Okay, click on it, send it through, and it'll go through to Hannah, and she'll try and show as many as she can. But more importantly, excuse me, if you scroll down, there's the early bird. It's already today's bestseller, look. But on pre-order, that's 8 o'clock there, all the native lighting lamps. There's a brand new one there. Then, of course, we go on to Wendy's first hour with her quilt. Look at that lovely fabric. Oh, you want that one, do you? I thought you wanted the orange and the lemon one. They're beautiful, beautiful. So you can buy them by the half metre as well now. You can go and buy them now. Scroll down. There's her... oh, what's that one with no image? Oh, the instructions. Then they're the panels there. And not the panels, they're not panels. They're fabrics, they're kits. Then, of course, we go into... Where's... we're still in that hour. Then we go to the felt hats ad, just the book there. Then after that, we've got books and we've got felt, not for the felt hats, but for that felt project there. And we've got rainbow fabrics. We've got all sorts in that hour. Beautiful. Then we move on. Look at those. Look at that rainbow. 2 rainbow bundles there we've got in that hour as well. Then we move on. Still more fabric in that hour. Then we move on to, there you go, the Beth Studley. That's the bag. With all the bits and bobs. We've got bundles, we've got fabric, we've got all the bits and bobs to go with it, a light box. Then that's it then, because then we go to Yarn Lane. Now, obviously, the Yarn Lane products don't appear on the Sewing Street page, and the Sewing Street products don't appear on the Yarn Lane page. So if you want to have a look at what we've got on Yarn Lane, you have to pop over there in a minute and have a look in the break. Do that in the break. Don't do it while we're live on air. Right, okay, so that's everything. So... welcome. I can't see you, Claire, because this lamp's in the way. Welcome, Claire. Welcome.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. I will move the lamp because it's getting on my nerves there. I'll bring it back when we do it.
Just push it
no,
down.
I'll just put it across there. So that's it then. Right. So I need to see this new lamp.
Yes.
It's brand spanking new today for us, isn't it?
It is, yes.
And now, don't be frightened by it because it looks quite big, but it's the most amazing lamp, isn't it?
It is. It's the biggest and the brightest lamp in our range.
Right.
And because what it does is it gives you such a wide spread of light. So if you've got a big desk that you work on and maybe you're working on a big quilt or you've got a cutting table, dressmaker's table, it just gives you such a lovely depth of light.
Hannah was saying when she saw it, because obviously Hannah's got her degree in fine art.
Yeah.
What's it called, fine art? Yeah, fine art. Painting specifically.
Yeah.
And she likes to have her easel up and do her painting everything. You're going to show us in a minute, but you can switch that light so you could just put the whole light all on the easel, couldn't you?
Yeah, you can. It's used a lot by painters.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
You've got my copy now.
I got your copy. Yeah, it's used a lot by particularly miniature painters and that people that obviously need a really good light when they need to match their colours and things like that as well.
So what, you say it's the brightest.
Yeah.
What does that mean? What bulbs? What?
So so all of our lights are LED.
Right.
So there's no bulbs or wattages.
I forget
in the
that
lights.
LED isn't a bulb, is it?
Yeah. So there's obviously, but it's all sort of measured in lumens, and then that's how you would normally tell how bright a light is.
Okay, I'm just going to ask you to move that light from in front of you there,
one?
just for a second, if you don't mind, because it looks like we're talking about that one.
Okay.
We're actually talking about the lovely big one there.
Next,
that's
one.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
this is the
Sorry,
one.
so it's got LED lights in, and what kind of light is it?
So this one is daylight. So this doesn't have all the different colours like a lot of the native lightings do, because the daylight is the really important one that you need when you're using your colour matching and when you're working on sort of small, precise details. It just makes things pop.
Yes, you see, my friend Marion, she used to dress Cilla Black. That's how I know her. But she now designs fabrics for ties, mainly in Japan.
Yeah.
Right? So she's changed her front room, which is north facing, into her art room. So she does that because the light doesn't change during the day, but it also makes it quite dark.
Yes.
So this would be perfect for her to have on her desk over, so she has the same light constantly all day, every day. So if she is halfway through a design and comes back to it the next day with that lamp on, there's not going to be any, because when you have the sun, like yesterday, it was completely different light to it is today, isn't it? You can't always rely. I mean, it's beautiful to see the daylight coming in, everything, but you can't rely on it for colour matching and things like that, can you?
100%. So it's really flexible as well. It's got a really long reach, so you can see here it then like will go quite far over as well.
First of all, it's not on a stand. It's on
a clamp. Yeah, it's on a standard clamp, and then that clamp is about 7 centimetres deep.
I was going to say, because you can clamp it onto big chunky tables like this, but you can also do it on your dining table or cutting table.
It'll go from 7 centimetres to 1 centimetre. So even if it's a really small glass table, you can still clamp it on there. So then you've got the controls here on the front. So you've got your on button there.
Oh, yeah.
And then you've got your brightness here. So you've got a plus and a minus.
So you can take it to the brightness that you haven't just got to have it on the full bright if you don't want to.
You can have it, obviously, you know, what works
brighter,
what works for you. So that's on the brightest there. So, and you can see obviously on the desk how it's really sort of making that light up.
Yeah,
a really big area there. So you've also got a wing nut on the side here, and you can then loosen that, and then you can
blind
then
everyone at home as we bring the light up. Sorry about that, everyone.
So you can position it wherever you want. So so you had like a dressmaker's dummy or something, and you wanted to like shine on a canvas. So you can come up, you can go down, you can go under, you can go laterally.
So it goes anywhere. Anywhere you want
to,
and that's just by loosening off the nut at the top of them.
So you just loosen that off, position it where you want, and then tighten the nut back up there.
Okay, so now I've got 2 questions before, because Hannah was saying it'd be brilliant for tapestry or something like that, when it's very, very fine. One, where it clamps the table, you said we can go on a big table, and I said dining table. It's not going to ruin your table, is it?
No, they've got little cushion pads underneath each part, so that the parts that actually will touch the furniture are protected by some cushion pads.
And it's not heavy, is it?
It's not heavy.
Because it looks like it could be quite heavy, but it's not a heavy
not
lamp,
at all.
is
You
it?
can, really easily just sort of like move it along.
And when you're not using it, because some of them we can, obviously that's not got a gooseneck.
This one's so when you're not using it, if you want it out of the way, you can push it down.
If you want to leave it on the table. And it comes in a really fantastic box. So if you didn't want to have it out all the time, you could just slide it back into the box, couldn't you? But if you're lucky enough to have a big enough table. Now, does this come from us or does it come from you?
It comes from Sewing Street.
So we will send it out with our normal thing. And just because it's a big box, you don't pay any more. You still only pay your $3.95 post and packaging. So if you've already bought the early bird, that's you done. You don't need to pay another penny in post and packaging until midnight tonight. So if you then you bought that little bundle of fabric, if you then bought that lamp, you still only pay £3.95 post and packaging, no matter how big or anything. So it's not heavy, and it moves really easily, doesn't it? It's a lovely.
It's really like.
I haven't said how much it is. Oh wait, $89.99. I thought it was going to be over £100. This one.
No, this is. It's a reason. As I said, it's the biggest and the brightest lamp that we've got in the range at Native.
Do you know what I'm also thinking? That if you sit doing like cross stitching on your knee or something like that, you could attach that to the coffee table. If you're I'm thinking if I'm in my house now, sitting on the armchair, put a coffee table next to it, attach it to the coffee table, and have it coming over the top of you where you're working. And then even though it's the biggest, brightest, the light doesn't spread, does it? It's
very directional.
That's the word. That's what I was looking for.
So that you get that light on the project that you're working on, so that it's not going to, like you said, spreading everywhere else, and it makes sure that you have got that nice daylight technology exactly where you need it.
Exactly. Hannah's thinking, now I've just described my lounge, right, with the table and the sofa. Hannah says, what happens if I want to work on my car, and because her garage is quite dark with no light? Be brilliant to have in you, because John, who lives next door to me, his garage is like this incredible workshop and everything. He could have that attached to the side in there, and the intensity of that light would be fantastic for working with like little screws and soldering his whatever he solders together.
Lots of ladies say that they've had to buy another one because their husbands have stolen their craft light.
There you go. So Hannah, you're like the husband.
Ended up in the garage or the workshop or the man cave, because that's where they.
But then also Emma Bradford at Mikey, he does tiny little what they call little soldiers, little,
Yes.
what's it sort of painting that, the light, or even when he's doing his pretend battles and everything, the light over the top. Oh, it'd be like in the film when they push the ships, you know, like in Dad's Army, they push the ships on the map and everything. You could light the whole table, couldn't you?
We do sell a lot to people that do the miniature soldiers and the battle and things like
really?
that. Yeah.
Can you hear Hannah shouting, puzzles, puzzles? If you're doing a puzzle.
Puzzles as well. And particularly these days, some of the puzzles are huge.
Yes.
So, you know, you've got the whole area lit instead of just that one corner that you're working
yes,
on.
exactly.
So you
The
can
one
light
we
the whole
had here,
puzzle.
the Festival of Quilts one, which Vix has now got, she was given it. She's completed it, but that would have been good because she put a picture of her and Kieran doing it, and they just had the light in the corner. Or the big light on. This would have been fantastic to have over the table. By the way, everything's fine with Vic. She's not gone to Greg's yet. She's still not had the baby. That's the code. The code is I'm going to Greg's when she's going on, as if that's going to be the first thing she's going to do when she goes into labour. But she's still she's still fine. She's still waiting and bored and everything. But Kieran started his paternity leave today, so she's happy for the baby to come along anytime.
Okay.
That is brilliant. That light is brilliant. So what do we call it? It's just called the white task lamp. It's really, I think it's really, it looks elegant as well as doing a job it's supposed to do. So just remind me, it's daylight.
That's just got the daylight setting on that one.
But you've got a fader, so you can have it at the brightness.
A brightness,
that you want
yeah.
it.
So you can
I think
have it
that's
up and
what's
down.
good about these lamps, because a lot of the time you buy a lamp, you plug it in, and that's it.
And that's it. Yeah.
Nothing you can do about it, is there?
Yeah, definitely. It really does help, because sometimes people don't want to, because daylight is, you know, can be really quite bright for some people as well. So they're like, oh, it's a bit too much sometimes. They want to be able to sort of adjust the
and
level
also
of that.
what I love about it, the reach of that is so high. So if you're I'm pointing at me, I'm not a tall man, but if you're a tall man as well, sometimes if you buy, no offence to this desk lamp here, but the lamp is there. And that's
exactly.
It. That one, just as you leant forward, I thought, oh, actually, you could have it right over
you can.
your head, look, and you could be working almost underneath it, couldn't you?
It's really good as well if people are working from home for a desk as well. So, you know, it might be that you can, you know, buy yourself a new craft light, but also you've got it for working from home as well.
Yes.
So, you could just
and
have
that
it
can
at the
carry on
back.
for, that's not, I mean, I know we're slowly, you got to stay safe, remember, but we're slowly coming out of it. But working from home is
not going to change. I think a lot of people will realise that they, you know, can trust people to work from home now.
Well, my friend, my sister-in-law Julie, her friend Maureen, the office that she works for is already closed down. They've said you're not coming back because you've all worked from home.
And it's
all worked so well.
Yeah.
Why should we pay for an office in town when you can all work from home?
And I think there'll be a lot more companies that do that.
I know, but I'd miss seeing people. I mean, Maureen's lucky because she goes out to see people because she's a carer. But I'd miss that office environment, I suppose, personally. But then I wouldn't have to see Hannah ever again, would it? See if I work from home. Hello, she says, hello. Right, let's move on, because there's another... Oh, right, if you've got that in your basket, congratulations, you're all right at the moment. You're all right, there's quite a few in baskets, not been checked out yet. You most probably wait to see what else we're going to show you now. So now, last time you were on with Rebecca Reed, you also launched another lamp there, didn't you?
Yes,
which
the
we're going to show you now.
zigzag.
Now, earlier I was looking for it and I kept saying, Emma, because Emma's in charge of counting the lamps. I was like, oh, she's missed one out, because there was supposed to be 8 lamps on the desk. I didn't realise that was it.
Lamp. Yep. So this is the zigzag.
Right.
So this is a really lovely little.
Just hold it still. We'll just zoom in on that so we can have a look at it. There you go. That's a lamp. Yep. Now it's obviously a rechargeable one.
It's a rechargeable
one. It's not a plug-in one.
No. And the fact that it folds down so lovely and flat means that it can go in like a handbag, a pocket, a sewing case that you put your sewing machines into and things like that. So how this one works is you open it up like that, and then you extend the top.
Oh, look!
Like that. And then you've got your on and off button here, so you just tap it once to go on, and then you've got 3 brightness levels on that one.
Now, is that again daylight, or is that...
This one isn't actually daylight. This is 4,700, so just a little bit below daylight.
Okay.
Daylight starts at 500.
Okay.
5,000
5,000,
yeah.
I just think it's brilliant. So now, if you go... Because I've been talking about getting a static caravan to go away to for the weekend, or a caravan or whatever. If you take your sewing... Alison Marion Alison, right? She's got a barge. It's not called a barge. It's called a narrowboat. She goes to do sewing on that. This would be brilliant. First, charge it up at home.
Don't take it.
Now, how long does a charge last for?
So if you have it on the highest setting, it will last for 4 hours.
Okay.
If you have it on the lowest setting, it will last for 8.
Okay, and the charger cord, is it an electric plug or is it into a...
No. So this is what you get with it to charge.
Okay.
So you've got obviously the USB end here, and this goes into the back of the lamp.
The lamp.
So this can either be charged in a laptop or a computer or a battery pack, or one of the little plugs that you use for your mobile phone that it goes into. So lots of different ways to
Well, Paul,
charge
in
this
Paul's
lamp.
house, he's got plugs, and then above the plug, there's one of those, is that called a USB socket?
Yes,
So you
USB
can just
socket.
plug it up there.
Yeah, so that...
Now, if you're sitting at your desk, could you use it already plugged in?
You can. It can
So
use
you
it...
don't then use up the battery like using
Yeah,
power.
so if you're using it over your laptop, which a lot of people tend to, then you can just keep it plugged in and can use it while you're using that as well. So...
And what kind of work would you? I think it just looks very stylish. I think it's very like uber modern, isn't it?
Lots of people that maybe like work on little lap tables, lap trays. It's really sturdy with this long bit along the base.
Oh yes,
here.
it's not going to topple over.
No,
is it?
so a lot of people like put that onto their lap trays. People that are on planes want to be able to still read when the lights are out and things like that.
Yeah, because those are rubbish, those ones up there. And they're always facing in the wrong direction, things, aren't they?
You might be travelling on a long journey in the car, and then you can, if
you're not driving, obviously.
If somebody else is driving, then you can obviously do, you carry on doing your stitching, your knitting. Gives you the opportunity to still do things. Maybe go to classes.
Yeah, when we're allowed to and
Yeah.
everything. Also, I've noticed the older I get, I need light. I need light to be able to read things. And it's just kind of like, it just makes that, even with, I know you can put your glasses on, but even with that glasses, just having a focused light just makes life so much easier, doesn't it, really?
Yeah, definitely. And it means that you can do what you love for longer in more comfort as well.
Yeah. Now on the graphics it says that it's black, but that's not black. Doesn't look black.
It's more like a bronzy colour really. The end bits are black, but it is more like a bronzy colour.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's really. Can you just fold it away so you can see how easy it is to fold away?
So you just so to turn it off, you just hold your finger on, and then it goes off.
Yeah.
So press it down again, down there. And then...
Because how easily would that's such a clever design, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lovely lamp, actually. It's one of the first ones that we did when we first started.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I can see why. It's really,
Yeah.
How much is it? $49.99. I think that's brilliant. I think as well, a couple on a desk would, like if there's two of you working in, if you both had to work from home, two in the room, because they look stylish. Also, not all of us have much room. We're not like Hannah, who's got a yoga room and a whatever room. She says she would take it in the evening into the garden and sit in the garden reading a book in the garden with it.
A lot of people say as well they struggle with when they go into dimly lit restaurants. So you can take it with you and then you've always got your own light.
Because it's just
to
in
read
your
the menu.
handbag, obviously when they're open.
Yeah, and to be able to read the menu and things like that. So, and just to give you a little bit more light sometimes, you can see what you're eating.
Well, no, because if you go to Hakkasan, right, in London, you go, I can't see any of this because it's just so dark in there. It's incredible. That is fantastic. So at $49.99, that is, it's called the Native Lighting Black Rechargeable Zigzag Lamp. Really good Father's Day gift. June the 20th, I think, Father's Day, isn't it?
Yeah.
But again, it could be for anybody, can't it? So it's that kind of, not that lamps are unisex, whatever, but it's not flowery or girly.
No, exactly.
It's a nice.
Yeah.
And I just think also for a student, for a son or a daughter, it's kind of stylish, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's not going to be, oh, look at the lamp I've got in my bedroom, in the corner of my bedroom. It's really kind of quite stylish and chic, isn't it? That's really, really lovely. So that's at $49.99. Right, what are we going to move on to next then?
Actually, should we do a bit of a demonstration of light?
Oh, yes,
That
please.
might be, just to really show people how the difference is between using daylight and using different sort of coloured lights.
Yes, please.
So, although this is actually a native light, what I've done is I've set it actually on the really warmest setting, which is very much like what you'd have in your lights in the lounge above you.
Yeah.
Or if you say just bought a normal high street lamp, it'd be very warm, so it's more like a yellow type light.
Yes, which is what we want when we're creating ambience, isn't it? Really?
Exactly. But just to show how much you get a benefit from a light that's got daylight technology is to show how you actually see the true colour of something. So this really just shows the difference. So with this magnifier here, we've got the daylight setting on.
Okay.
And the little one here, we've got it on a warm setting.
Do you know what? I can see a difference from here already.
Even without.
Yeah, without.
But then when you put a divider between the two, it just really does show the difference when you can see there. So the purples are just such a different shade.
Yeah,
when you
completely.
See that there. So here you've got the daylight, and it's more of the true purple.
You
that
see
it actually
how
is.
weird? Look, if you were trying to match fabrics.
Exactly.
We've dimmed the lights a little bit, just so you know. Now, we're not saying there's anything wrong with the light on the right-hand side, because that is a native light that we're coming up with later.
Yeah.
But that's set on warm
light, yeah.
And the one on that you're pointing to now, the deeper purple one, that is set on daylight
setting.
So that shows, and there's no jiggery pokery. That is one piece of fabric, and all Claire's done is put a big bit of cardboard between the two so the light doesn't spill onto each other. So you can see how the difference.
Yeah.
And some people would like the warm one in their light, in their lamp, because it's a nice light and everything. But if you're working and colour matching, how important it is to have the daylight there.
And so that's on a purple, and then
Yeah.
underneath we've got a turquoise. I'll just take that one off, and you can just so that you can
Wendy
see.
Orlando did offer to iron the fabric.
Yes, she did. She didn't like my creases. and so you can see, obviously, this is it's more sort of like shows it as more turquoise.
Yeah.
With the warm light, but it is more like a sort of brighter
Yes.
colour there as well. So again, just seeing the huge difference that you have when
Yes.
you work with daylight, and particularly if you're working with threads that needs to match. And if you're with dark colours like black and navy, they look the same to the naked eye.
Yeah.
And then obviously when you then come to actually seeing it under the light, how much there's.
But also, if you're
there.
stitching, if you're doing a bit of what's needle turn,
Yeah.
and you don't want the thread to show, if you have that on, because obviously you use a complementary thread, and you think, oh, that's fine. But then if you're seeing the colours that brightly, you're going to see if you haven't stitched it properly or whatever, or your stitches are showing and things.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, it definitely makes such a big difference, and I think people sometimes think, oh, that can't be right. That's two different pieces of materials.
Yeah.
That's why I actually put the divider in between the two, so you can actually see the difference.
We did do that on the John Scott show, but we weren't as successful because we kept dropping the board and the light kept falling over and things
It's
like that.
because the depth of your tables were this big and the clamps aren't quite that big. So we had to
Okay,
hold
so
them.
should we move on to this lamp next then? Because we've got, now this one, we have got in black and we have got
And
in
in
white. Now, I've got, we're very limited in black. Before we say anything, at the moment, these are exclusive to us.
Until the end of April.
Until the end of April. After that, they'll be available in all the other outlets and everything like that. So if you want one of these, I do have to stress, though, that the black one that I've got here next to me, single figures of the black one. Got a few more of the white one, not many, but got a few more of the white one, but the black ones have been so popular. Right, I'll let you do the demo of the actual thing and then we'll go through the two different lights then.
So this is when you've got a magnifier that's maybe, you need a little bit more, a larger magnifier that gives you that reach as well.
Yes.
So you get a 1.75 times magnification on this one. So I'll just twist that round there.
Hang on, there we go.
And then I've got a little ladybird bead.
Oh, these
here.
are Hannah. Did Hannah give you those?
No, I bought these with me.
Oh,
yeah.
we sell those. She
Do you?
absolutely loves them. I thought she must have given them to
So
you.
you can see there, just outside the magnifier, how that small that is.
Yeah.
And then once I come in under the magnifier, how much larger that actually makes that look. And now if you struggle with threading needles, this is a perfect thing for that.
Yeah.
So, you know, once you get that eye underneath there, you'll have your needles threaded in seconds.
Yeah.
So it also gives you different colours of light, this magnifier. It's currently on daylight, so you can obviously see on the material there how it's like really showing
just
up.
Well, you had your nails done as well, isn't it? We just got a close up of your nails then.
And then what you've got with this is you've got your controls actually on the cable.
Oh, okay. I'll just get Emma to come in on close on that one. Oh, no, not this one. It's going to the wrong table, Emma. Here we go. We're coming.
There we go.
There you go.
So you've got them there. And then so what you've got is you've got your on and off button there.
Right.
So you switch that on and
Yeah,
off.
you can see it going on and off.
And then you've got your colour changes, which is the little circle. So you've got your warm light, your cool light.
Oh, you can see it on your hand how
daylight.
it's changing, yeah.
See the different changes
Yeah.
there. And then you've got, again, a brightness, so it just goes up to the highest level and then goes down to a lower brightness.
So you can
level
have
as
3
well.
different colours.
Yeah.
I don't want to call them colours because they're not really.
It's called colour temperatures.
Okay,
So
colour
it is
temperature. You can have 3 different
Yeah.
colour temperatures, and then within each colour temperature,
Yeah.
you can go high
Or
and low.
Yeah. So you've got 3 colours on, and then
Colour
you've got 3
temperatures.
3 colour temperatures. Then you've got 3 different brightness settings on each colour
Oh,
temperature.
okay. So you've got 9 different.
Yeah.
You've got 9 choices of
Yeah.
of light that you can have on your lamp and
Yeah.
everything.
So yeah, so then also you've got the reach with this as well. So that goes backwards and forwards. It's clampable, this one as well, to
Yeah.
the desk. And it's also USB. So it comes with a plug, but it's
Right.
also a USB plug.
Right.
So if you've got a sewing machine, you can power it from your sewing machine if you've got a USB in there. Again, you can plug it into a computer, laptop, but you've also got the plug that comes with
Oh,
this
so
one.
yeah. So you don't, because on those recharge ones, you just get the USB bit. And
Yes.
this one comes with the USB bit and,
And
the
an
plug.
actual
Like on your
plug.
phone. When
Like
you get
on
your
the
phone
phone.
thing, you can plug
Yeah.
it into a normal plug.
Yeah.
Now, you don't have to use it just as a magnifier. You can use it as a lamp as well.
You can,
can't you? It's
yes.
just the magnifier comes as an added extra. as
It does,
were.
yeah. So if you know, sometimes you don't need the magnifier, but you just need the light over the area, then it just works just as well as a light, because the whole circle, little section, turn that up like that, then you can see the lights all the way around there.
Well, that reminds me of the dentist now you've done that.
and
love
and
the
it's
dentist.
really flexible as well, because obviously you can twist it
Yeah,
all
yeah, yeah.
the
Oh,
way
yeah.
round, bend it back up, and then obviously you can have it, position it up where you want it
Yeah,
as
so you
well.
could use it as just a normal desk lamp if you wanted to. You don't have to use the
Yeah.
magnifier.
And
Also
again,
good for reading.
Good for reading, and again, the black one's been very popular for the man caves and the garages. And
Oh, I just
so-
would have been for the style. It's just stylish, I think, the black one, isn't
I think
it?
as well for if people are working with soldering and things like that, because it's a glass lens as
yeah.
well. Whereas sometimes magnifiers can have acrylic lenses, which is a sort
Oh,
of
okay.
a term of plastic.
Yeah.
But obviously, with it being a glass lens, and if you're doing soldering and things like
Yeah.
that, then obviously it means it's sort of much better protection as
Yeah.
well.
Now, Hannah wants me to say this, right, because she has not a phobia, but she has a worry that if she had a lamp with a magnifier on it and she goes out for the day and she's left it kind of like that and the sun comes through the window, and it, because she saw an episode of Modern Family where it burnt the sofa and it was that, you know. So you'd put something, Hannah would make a little kind of embroidered, just something to put on the top for her own safety, because obviously or you just fold it so that you're not going to see the magnifier.
Oh, also when you fold them down as well, you can sort of like just.
I'm not saying
away.
this is a negative whatsoever. It's just
Yeah.
that Hannah always worries about things
Yeah.
like that. That's all.
You just have to be careful. You don't leave them in bright
Yeah,
sunlight.
exactly.
That's all,
Exactly.
really.
I'm also thinking in the kitchen, because this would fit on my kitchen counter.
Yeah.
For my recipe book.
Yeah, for
Because
help you read
sometimes
with that.
you have, if you've got flour and everything, the last thing you want to do is be picking up your glasses all the time. If that's just balanced over my, and I could just have a quick look at the recipe. It'd
Yeah.
be fantastic, wouldn't
Yeah.
it? Not that I cooked that much, but I didn't need it because the asparagus soup yesterday was so easy. Let me just make sure I haven't got any questions for you. Oh, everyone's just loving the show. That's cool. That's brilliant. Okay, lovely. Right, okay, so I've got black and I've got white. The black is incredibly limited now. I say that again? Oh, okay. Now, if everyone in their baskets checks out, that means that most of the stock has gone. So if you have got it in your basket, please make sure you check out. Or if you just want to buy it now straight away, because putting it in your basket doesn't guarantee it's yours. Putting it in your basket just shows us that you're interested. It's not yours until you actually check out. So please be careful. Oh, the most popular lamp today is the brand new one. Is the brand spanking new one. So before we go on to the next table lamp, let's just go back and
back to the
recap
new
on
one.
that one, if that's right. Because obviously it's the first show, people are still just waking up, because Lorraine's just woken up, and Hayley's just woken up, and Bernadette's just woken up.
Back down.
When are the floor lamps likely to be back in stock, says Sue?
I've got a show on the 4th of May.
Here?
Yes, and they will definitely be here by then, but they potentially could be in stock a little bit earlier than that.
Okay, but you'll
Towards
let
the
us
it's,
know,
it-
won't
it's
you?
going to be towards the end of April,
Okay,
and
perfect.
once they're back in stock, then they will be on the website again.
Perfect,
Yeah.
perfect. There you go, Sue.
I know there's lots of people waiting for those.
Yeah. Especially the
So-
black one. We've got lots of black ones.
Yes,
'cause
I've
I love
I've
the
ordered
black
more
ones.
black than white this
Yeah,
time.
perfect.
And then it's
Right.
got yeah.
Just
Okay,
recap this
right,
one then.
so back to
this one now, this one only comes in the white, which I think it should do. I don't think it should come in black, this one, because
Well,
this...
it might do.
now you
Yeah,
said that.
Yeah. We're looking at it at the moment because it's just been so popular, this lamp. It's our best-selling product, actually.
Oh, well, it is ours today as well.
And obviously it's new today to Sewing Street. So it's got a really long reach.
Yeah.
As you sort of can see here, it's brilliant for big cutting tables, if you're working on a big quilt, big puzzles, and it gives you a really wide area of light.
Yes,
but
it's directional.
Very directional, so it's a wide area, but it just stays on the area that you're actually working in. So it comes with a clamp, and the clamp's depth is from 7 centimetres to 1 centimetre, so it can clamp onto quite large desks and also very small desks as well. And then you have your controls here. I'm just going to loosen the wing nut so that we can position that down a bit more. So you've got your on and off button here. So
hang on, Emma's just coming in now. Right,
so
there you go.
If you then look on the desk, you can see how bright that is.
We can see, we don't need to look at the desk, we just saw how it lit the area there. Yeah, that's brilliant.
So you can see, I just again switch that on and off so you can see that. And then you've got a minus and a plus button here, which is for your brightnesses. So it's currently on the brightest at the moment. And then if you just keep your finger on it, it's a continuous dimmer. And then it goes down and then go back up again to the brightness as well.
Yeah, perfect.
On that. So you've also got a wing nut on the side here, which you can loosen, and it allows you to change the position. So you may have, say, like a dressmaker's dummy or a canvas or something like that. So you can shine it up against that. You can bring it up if you want to show something like that.
So bright, that light.
Yeah, very bright. And also, if you wanted to light something that's coming towards you, you can bring it underneath as well. So it's really versatile about where you can position.
So LED aren't bulbs then?
No, so LEDs are little strips that go inside the light, and they're not bulbs, so they don't generate any heat.
Right.
They also are much more energy efficient. They obviously don't cost as much to run as well. And so again, that's another good thing for working underneath them, whereas before with fluorescent bulbs and things like that, you used to get the heat.
So how does it not run out like a bulb? This is me just asking now, because you buy a bulb.
It's just the technology of LEDs and how they work.
So are they guaranteed to last a certain amount of time?
40,000 hours is what we say.
40,000 hours?
Yeah, so I think if you work that out and you use your lamp about 8 hours a day, it's about 20 years.
Oh, okay.
So a long time.
But if people have issues...
So all of our lamps are guaranteed for 2 years.
Perfect.
So obviously it would just be an immediate swap because you can't change the LEDs or anything. So if there is any issues, then we just always would replace the lamp.
Perfect. Perfect. Within the 2 years. That's fantastic. I mean, not that we've had any issues with them, but you're always available if people need to ask questions, things like that. You just go to Native Lighting.
Yes.
Because, right, now I need to explain, you can't buy these. Claire hasn't got a website where you buy them from. So you can get in touch with Claire on that website to ask questions and things, but they're not for sale there. So just so you know, it's not, Claire isn't a shop. She is I don't want to call it a supplier.
I'm a distributor.
Distributor. Okay, perfect. What's the time? Oh, cracky, the hour's flying by. So we've done that. So shall we do the 2 desk lamps now then? Oh, hang on.
Or do you want to do yours? Do you want to do your favourite?
Let's do this. Mine's off. Yeah, mine's off. Now, I've got this. Vix has got this. So many of you have got this lamp. You absolutely love it. Can you see? You're going to come to me, Emma. Oh, hang on. We're just coming around now. What's the official term? I call it the uppy-downy light. The reverse light. The reverse light. It's such a... It's not off at the moment, right? And you can see it's just a cylinder. You've got to... I'm just going to do the whole thing. Is that all right?
You did such a
Okay,
good job.
if I've missed anything out, tell me. So it comes with a charger, so you can charge up there, and it's got a USB at the other end, right? But the joy of this lamp... Oh, right, there's no buttons or anything. It's just all sensory touch. I don't know what it's called. Touch control sort of thing. So to switch it on and off, you see there, you've just got that. Can you see that there? Right? You just literally press on there. Oh, yeah. Hang on. Press on there. And the light comes on. Right, that is daylight. Now, I might have to show you this in a film. It might not work. Oh, actually, before I do that, also look at the top here. You've got little... if you run your fingers along there, look, that's a fader. So you can fade it up and down as much as you like. But this is why... Let me get up to the top one there. Oh, come on, John. There we go. I'm just going to switch it off a second. Switch it back on. Right. Now, this is why we love this lamp. Are you ready? You literally just turn it over like that. Now, I don't know if you can see.
You can.
But the warm light, it then changes to a warm lamp. Oh, look, there it is. It's beautiful, isn't it? And again, on this side, you can switch it on and off from this side. You've got your fader from your brightest. Look, so if you've got a small child and you want a night light in their room, you could leave that in the corner and it just gives that lovely, lovely soft glow there. And then you can put it back up to the top. But look, it even has this. So I'll tell you where mine's going. My garden furniture is going to come out in the next. Oh, I might wait for the snow on Tuesday to go. But after that, I'm going to have this in my garden and I'm going to hang this from the tree above the table where my table is, or inside my parasol over the big table and thing. It's really, really gorgeous. Now, if you charge it up, if you have it on its brightest light,
It will last for 4 hours.
4 hours. If you have it on a dimmy light, go up to 8 hours. So in a child's bedroom, if you have it as a night light, it will last the whole night through for them. The other thing I haven't shown you, now I don't know if you'll see this on the telly, but if you light on its side like this, look, can you see? Half of it is daylight. It's a not show on the telly. And half, we're just going to dim the light so you can see that. If not, I've got a film of it showing. This half is daylight. This half is warm light. Doesn't show on the telly there, but have you got the film there, Emma? Have you got the one where it shows half and half? Okay, let's have a quick look at the film and see what happens. It's a very long beginnings, this film, like you think nothing's happening, and then suddenly fingers come in and turn it over. Oh, while we're looking at that, we've got a FIFO review to go across the bottom. I love this lamp. It will be so useful for camping and outdoor evenings. Using it when sewing for natural daylight. Who's that from? Laura. It's beautiful. Oh, there you go. We turned it over, look. Do they put it in the side in the film? I'm sure they do. Oh, here we go. Hang on, can you see it? Oh, well. Right. We've sold so many of these. You've sold so many of these. Haven't you ever missed anything out?
No, you've done it. You do that so well now. That's why I let you have it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, now I do. I was rubbish on the first day, but now I've got it. But it's just such a lovely. It's kind of when I first saw it, I thought, oh, who's going to want one of those? I love it now.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. Well, I have to say it's my favorite lamp. I think the new, what's that called? The new
task lamp.
The task lamp is now my new favorite because I think that's really, really would make me feel like a surgeon.
You just want them all. You like the luminas as
No,
well.
no, I do. And I'm not particularly, the thing is, I like lamps that give ambience. This in my lounge is beautiful. It's instead of lighting a candle, you can have it just on, it doesn't flicker, but you can have it on that half and half way. It's beautiful. What's the matter, Hannah? Oh, yeah. Hannah's saying if she goes to bed, well, you can't, because before my brother married Julie, he was going out with a girl called Jolene in San Diego. And she burnt her house down because she used to go to bed with candles. She's very spiritual. She used to go to bed with her candles lit. One night she fell asleep. Her duvet came off the bed, went onto the candle, burnt the house down.
Oh, gosh.
So, but you're not going to Hannah's not going to have that hassle with this because be in the corner of a room, light candlelight, you fall asleep, and then you have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about it at all.
Vix has got one for her nursery.
Oh, Vix is the one for her nursery. Oh, message from I thought you were going to say message from Vix then. Had a power cut and the reverse lamp was brilliant. From Collector. Where's the Devon? In Devon. Well, I suppose it would be rather than get.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it'd be perfect if it's charged up. Excuse me. Rather than trying to find the candles, find your matches and all that sort of stuff. I just think it's a lovely lamp, and I also can't wait to have it, hanging in the garden. That's going to be so lovely, isn't it? And now you can have 5 friends or 2 families in your garden. I haven't got any friends or family to come to my garden, but and I've been invited to a picnic. I won't take it on the picnic though. I'm not taking it out. Staying in the garden. Anyway. So now let's go because the time's running away.
Yeah,
let's go to the 2 desk lamps very quickly.
Okay. So let's go to the other magnifier that we used in the demonstration.
Yep.
So this magnifier is 3 times magnification.
Oh, cracky, hang on. So what was this?
So this was 1.75.
Wow.
And this one is even more powerful.
Even bigger, yeah.
So if we use the Ladybird again as the example there, And then if I come in
Oh,
and see how much, it takes up the whole space, really, doesn't it? It's like absolutely huge.
I wasn't expecting to be that big at all.
No, so there you go. Just
Okay, now also this one's got a little, Hannah could have this one because it's got a little flap on the top, hasn't it? So if you don't want to use, oh sorry, we just cut away from it.
Yeah, you got the, the little there. So again, if you just want to use it as a light, you just put the lid down and use it as a light.
Yeah, so Hannah will be happy with that one,
yeah. And this one also has the 3 colours. So you've got the daylight, your warm light, and your cool light there.
They are very, very different, aren't they? You kind of think, when you first look at it, you think, oh, I can see it changing.
Yeah.
But when you've got the fabric underneath, it's got a really
noticeable. And then there's 3 brightness levels on each
So again,
colour.
9 different settings on that one there.
On that as well. So
and now what I love about this one's got a gooseneck, hasn't it?
this has got a gooseneck, which is this part here.
Yeah.
So obviously it's got the membrane inside there, and then it's got the it's sort of like, I suppose it's like an acrylic, I guess.
I was calling it silicone, but I don't know if it is.
Yeah.
But
and then obviously, so you can again bend.
But it's not like the goosenecks like we used to, that you can only bend them a certain way, a certain way. No. You're bending that all over, aren't you?
So wherever you want to get your light, really.
And you can't feel, what I like as well, is goosenecks normally have like vertebrae, don't they? You can't feel anything like that.
No, there's nothing else to feel inside there. And they don't go, we've sort of had them reinforced, so they don't go floppy.
I was going to say, because if you did that lot, you'd expect to eventually just give up the ghost.
It's going to go floppy as well.
So how much is $42.99? So you get 9 different light settings. You get them 3 times magnification. And that one just comes in the white. And it also has the cover for the magnifying glass. Just look at the ladybird once more before we go on to the next slide.
So that's it.
Hang on a sec, there you go.
On the outside there. And then as you go underneath that magnifier, it nearly takes
That's incredible for really close work, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And people that are doing very tiny, intricate work.
Yes.
So very small beads. If people are doing nail art, where it's really tiny, things like that. So
Hannah
many
does that on her, nail art when she used to go out.
reading and so many. That's a really good one for people that struggle with reading, to be honest, as well. So.
Oh yeah, now Mrs. Macadamia Nut that we have on. Her daughter does her nails. That'd be good. Mind you, she's got young eyes. She doesn't need to worry. She's still got young eyes. Right. No, Hannah, your eyes are not young anymore. Then the last but not least.
The last one, this is the most affordable one
Right.
in the native range. And what a lot of people tend to find is that they'll sometimes think, I don't really know how much difference a light's going to make to me, so I'll go with a cheaper one first. And then they realise what a difference it makes, and then they upgrade normally to one with more features and all the colours and things. So this has just got a spotlight on. So you've got an on and off button down here. So it's quite a bright spotlight.
Very bright.
So again, if you see it shining on the material, that's where you can see the difference with the light there as well. So angle that, then you can see that there.
Yeah.
It's USB, this one, so it doesn't come with a plug, just a cable. So
and it's not a chargeable one, you have to have it plugged in.
Yeah, this one needs to be plugged in, but you can still have it portable because you can use a battery pack.
Yeah.
So
this one Hannah has in the gallery.
Yeah. So if you say wanted to use it for classes, for travelling, things like that, then just pop a battery pack in, and then it makes it portable.
Maybe we should sell those
like
battery packs. And also this one is the most, I think, would be the best for children working, doing schoolwork from home, doing classes from home. I know they've gone back to school, but who's to say what's going to happen? They've still got homework to do, haven't they? Or just in your office, on your desk for your office work and things like that. So you can
keep it plugged into obviously your laptop or your computer, so then that's powering it all the time. So
and also when you sorry, what was I going to say? I lost that completely then. It'll come back to me. Oh, no, I was just going to say, when you're at home working in your office, you just have a little lamp in the corner. Yeah. This was perfect. And if you think native lighting might be new to you, and you might think, well, I won't try one of the £80 ones yet. Let me just try this one. Yeah. You'll soon realise, just from that very simple one, how brilliant they are. And then you'll then advance on to the bigger ones. What were you saying, Hannah? Sorry? Okay, the zigzag lamp. When everyone's checked out, there are fewer than 20 of the zigzag lamps. So let's just recap the zigzag lamp next.
Okay, let's just switch that one off. So
okay,
you should see, and that one.
You've got all the lights on.
Too many lights on here. So this is the zigzag. Right. So it's a really small, little portable lamp, which is what makes this one quite unique.
Yeah.
It does say on the screen it's black, but it's actually more of a bronzy colour. So it's really got a nice sturdy base, and then what you do is you actually lift that up for your height. And then you've got your touch controls here. So you just keep your finger on it to switch it on.
Yeah.
And then you just tap it 3 times for your brightness levels as well. And that takes it up to the brightest one for you there.
Just so stylish, isn't it? As well as being serviceable and doing what it's meant to do, it also looks incredibly stylish. And like you say, if you're going away to the caravan, if you're going away to classes, if you're going in the car, anywhere, on an aeroplane, whatever, literally, it just folds up into your handbag.
Yeah.
And then you can use a really, really bright, serviceable light there.
Yeah, exactly. And then so you can just, and because it's rechargeable, you don't need a battery pack or anything with this one, so you keep it charged up. And the difference between our one and a lot of the other ones that are on the market is the buttons for switching them on used to be on the outside.
Right.
So you'd pop it in your bag, it would then switch itself on, and then you'd lose
it wouldn't
your
switch itself
charge.
On. You do when you're through your shopping in your bag.
Exactly, or something like that. So then the nice thing about this is that button is on the inside, so it keeps your charge. You don't lose your charge.
And how many hours did you say that would do?
So if you have it on the highest setting of 4 hours, if the lowest, then 8 hours.
It's perfect, isn't it? Absolutely perfect. Right, we're running out of time. Your hours always go so quickly. Hannah, is there anything you want to say or recap before we go? The most popular lamp is still the task lamp of the day, so that's brilliant. Make sure you check out lots of them in baskets. And you said you're back in May now?
Back on the 4th of May, yes.
We haven't got our rotor, I don't know. What day of the week is it?
No, it's actually May the 4th, isn't it?
Oh, now. Is that a Monday? Only because we've got a book. We've got a book that Rebecca Reed wants to launch, and it has to be on May the 4th.
Ah.
And I think she was saying she was on that day. Oh, Tuesday might not be her.
Oh, okay.
She's doing the book the day before, even though it's not the right day. May the 4th be with you. That's a clue. Right. Thank you ever so much for coming to see us.
That's lovely to see you all.
Make sure you check out your baskets. I'll see you again very soon. And I'll see you straight after this break with Wendy Orlando with a gorgeous quilt.
We know that shopping online can be a confusing and sometimes daunting task, and sometimes all you want to do is talk to a human being. Well, our family-run customer service team are on call 24/7. They're full of friendly, warm-hearted individuals, all trained to make your shopping experience as easy and as enjoyable as possible. And not only will they take your order, they will also help and guide you on your shopping journey, so you never miss out. Keep up to date with what's on Sewing Street and Yarn Lane, as well as all the latest news and special offers by signing up to our email newsletters. For Sewing Street, head on over to www.sewingstreet.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, type in your email address, click the envelope, and you're done. It's exactly the same for Yarn Lane. Head on over to www.yarnlane.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, type in your email address, click the envelope, and that's it. You are now subscribed to both Sewing Street's and Yarn Lane's email newsletters, so you'll never miss out on the latest news and special offers ever again.
Are you a fan of Sewing Street and Yarn Lane? Why not join our growing Facebook fans pages? Just search Sewing Street Fans and Yarn Lane TV Fans on Facebook and click Join Group. It's that simple. Never miss out on the latest news and updates from our presenters and guest designers, special offers, and plenty of chat with your fellow fans. Share photos of your makes, ask for advice, interact with your favourite guests and presenters, and be a part of the ever-growing sewing and yarn community. See you there!
If you're a Sewing Street or Yarn Lane customer, no matter how many times you check out in one day, you will only pay one postage and packaging. So don't wait to add the item you want to your basket and check out. You will only pay one P&P even if you check out multiple times in one day. Missed the live show? Don't worry, we recorded it for you. Never miss out on your favourite presenters, guests and makes ever again. Head on over to our YouTube pages to watch back the day's live show and enjoy your favourite demos over and over again. We also have lots of great content exclusive to our YouTube pages, such as product demonstrations, troubleshooting videos, and so much more. Subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you never miss a show or video ever again. Have you heard about all of the different ways you can shop with Sewing Street and Yarn Lane? You can either shop on our websites, sewingstreet.com and yarnlane.com. You can also order by phone by calling our friendly UK customer service team. For Sewing Street, call 0800 001 4433, and for Yarn Lane, call 0800 4700 600. And don't forget about the Sewing Street app. Here you can shop all of the Sewing Street products as well as watch the live shows from anywhere. You can download the app onto your smartphone or your tablet by simply searching Sewing Street in your app store. And one final thing, no matter how many times you check out on Sewing Street or Yarn Lane in one day, you will only pay one postage and packaging. Happy shopping!
Hi, I'm Wendy Orlando and I'm a craft blogger. You can find me over at thecraftyco.com, and if you do head on over and have a peep, you will see that I'm a tutorial blogger. I do all kinds of crafts, but my passions are crochet, knitting and sewing, which I've done for over 45 years. In that time, I've made lots of mistakes, but I have learnt lots of tricks and top tips that I can't wait to share. What I'd like to bring to the Sewing Street table is to show that you don't need to have gone to university or have a degree in design to be able to sew. You just need passion, a bit of courage to take the first steps, and a whole lot of patience. Oh, and an unpicker. You will need an unpicker. I do hope that you will follow me as I take my Sewing Street journey, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon.
If you'd like to get in touch with us during our live show and send in any messages or any questions, then you can do it on studio@sewingstreet.com. Alternatively, you can message us on our official Facebook page.
It's such a full day today. Wendy Orlando's here. Now, have a look at the quick picture of this quilt she's designed with these glorious, glorious fabrics. That's one version. That's one version there. We haven't got a picture of the other version because she's got it on the table in front of her. Isn't it lovely? Aren't those fabulous fabrics? Fabulous. Right, let's get on with it. I have got 2 bundles available, right? So the one we just saw there had oranges and lemons. So let's do that one first. So here, what you get in the kit is there are 2 versions, look, 2 versions, and you get instructions for both versions in the instructions there. So what you get is you get a metre of your oranges, you get a metre of your big flowers, you get half a metre of plain white, you get half a metre of lemons, and you get half a metre of the orangey waves. £54.99. All brand new fabric, apart from the white one, they're all brand new fabrics. Now, what I need to tell you is that is available on the website by the half metre. And Hannah says if anybody could make her a jumpsuit or a skirt out of that, she would love it. This one is not available. All the fabric we've got in that pattern are in these kits. Obviously, the white is the white. This is available by the half metre on the website, and that's available by half metre on the website. All you need to do is go to pre-order underneath, and you'll be able to order it there. But they obviously come in the kit as well. But I'm just thinking if you want to order more of that for like a skirt or a dress or something like that, you can do. I'll go through that later when we're bored of Wendy, basically. She's pulling faces at me. Right, then the other kit is this one. Yeah, we're going now. Bye. Right, this is, so you get a metre, oh, she's going. You get a metre of this. You get a metre of this ice cream cones. You got half a metre of the white, half a metre of the sprig yellows. That's lovely. And half a metre of the ice cream yellows. This one is not available by the half metre because all of it is in the kit. This one is available by the half metre on pre-order. This one is available on the pre-order half metre, and that one is available on pre-order. So that kit is £54.99. I'm just going to show you, we're not going to put these through, I'm just going to show you these because these are other fabrics from the range that we haven't used in the bundle, but they are available on the website by the half metre. So there's this one, Love Heart one. Love Heart's in orange. Love hearts in pink. And then the same as the yellow one from earlier in the pink and the orange. They're all available by the half metre on the website. We also have, now these are bundles they've done for the backing of your fabric. You don't need to buy these, and it's not extra wide, remember, so you will have to piece it. In the 3 different colours they think would go with this. Orange first, 2.5 metres of orange. This isn't the same range. This is the Rose and Hubble orange. Works perfectly. 2.5 metres. You might just want 2.5 metres of orange fabric for $16.99. Then you've got 2.5 metres of your black. Oh, sorry, the graphics. Sorry, my fault. 2.5 metres of your black. Yeah, you see any bundles of black fabric, plain black fabric, go quickly, even if for the project or not. $16.99. And then the yellow, and it really is a bright, bright sunshine yellow. Graphics of the black one coming out and the yellow one coming in. There it is. 2.5 metres of sunshine. Be nice if you could buy sunshine like that. Oh, I'll have 2.5 metres of sunshine today, please. £16.99. One last thing before we go to Wendy. It's back in stock. But last time it came back in stock, it sold out. It's sold out. And it will sell out again today. Oh, yes, thank you. $11.99. Oh, okay, it was down to 9 already. Down to 9 already. The other thing I've forgot this, is you can buy the instructions on your own, because even though Hannah and I adore these fabrics, you might want to make it in completely different fabric. You can do, because the instructions are absolutely thorough there. Look how much, loads and loads and loads and loads and loads. $9.99. It's loads in here. No, look, open this one. $9.99. Right, come on, Wendy, let's make it. Hello, how are you?
Good morning, I'm fine. How are you?
You're very perky today, I have to say. She arrived with such a crescendo as she came through the door this morning.
I was a little bit too much for you this morning, wasn't I?
No, you're never too much for me. I'm used to you now.
Oh, that's fine.
I tell you, you were too much for Hannah.
I was.
Yeah. It's just that today there was so much prep for today, because every single hour has got a guest, doesn't it? So you've got 2. Bobbi's coming up. We had Clare. We've got Sam coming in later.
Bobbi is amazing.
Oh, yes, she's
love
lovely,
her.
isn't she?
She's
Right.
so lovely.
Which one are you making then? Because they're different, aren't they?
They're the same, but they're different.
Oh, are they?
They are. So the reason with this one, and I was really lucky that I was sent this fabric first, so that I could design the quilt around the fabric.
Right.
Because if you notice, especially on this one, the print's quite big.
Yes.
So if I made like small half square triangles, you're just going to lose it. So I was able to design it around that. And this, I would say, is suitable for all levels, because what I've done, I've purposely only put 2 half square triangles in there. And it's just that block on its own. So I should have.
Oh, so it's the same block, just placed differently.
It's that block.
Yeah, got it.
And then.
And what's it called, that block?
Well, we've called it. I've just called it a taste of summer.
Okay.
Because it's got ice creams in there, and then it's got flowers, and then it's got oranges and lemons on that one.
So basically,
but it's literally 9. Yes.
It's a 9 patch, isn't it?
It's a 9
And 2 of
patch.
the blocks are half square triangles.
That's all it is.
Right.
But you'll see on the one behind, the way that it's been positioned, it's created this amazing, almost like a wheel effect on
Even
here.
though she says so herself, she's the designer. It's created this amazing pattern.
But no, the block did it. I didn't do it.
Yeah,
I was just having a little play, and I just twisted it and turned it, and I thought, oh, that looks really nice that way. But with the one that we're going to be doing today, it's just the same each time, one after the other after the other. But
So-
this one, I've just turned it.
So both quilts, how many blocks are there?
24.
24 blocks, and then you just place them as you want to place them, basically. So you make the same block 24 times.
24 times.
And then it's the placing of them that gives you the different patterns.
And if you see in the instructions, now this was out of my comfort zone with this, because normally I'm a pictorial, I like pictures.
Yeah.
But I felt this time it needed graphics rather than actual real life pictures. Only because I think sometimes that you just need to follow the actual colourway here. So you'll see on, I've showed you both designs of the block.
Yeah.
As you can see, they're exactly the same. The white is in the corner, the half square triangles are the same, they're exactly the same.
Right.
And all it is the placement of it. So, and I...
No, I was going to say, so if somebody's just bought the pattern, then they're not confused by these fabrics. You've labelled the fabric, so you can use any fabric you want to.
And I've put a plain block in there as well, here, so that if you are using your own fabric, just label your fabric up. And it tells you in the instructions how much you need of A, B, C, because the one that's the black version on here and the oranges on the other, they're the ones that you have most of, so you're going to need more material of that.
Okay,
so
perfect.
just choose what fabric goes where. But I've purposely done it so that if you want to use your own fabric, you just follow the letters. If you have the fabric out of the bundles, then you can just simply follow the colour coded on there.
Yesterday, we had the most incredible fabric that would look amazing in this. I can't remember what it was called. Remember the paisley fabric?
I think I did mention it, John, and got a huge amount of abuse from you.
What's that?
Yesterday.
when?
Yesterday.
What did I say about you?
I said it was amazing. It would make a lovely quilt, and you said I was old. Rude.
You're old. I don't remember saying that. That's true. The truth always hurts, but you know what I mean.
It hurt me really bad yesterday.
Yeah, I can tell.
Very old.
Right, come on then, make a block.
I will make it. So the only complicated in this is your half square triangle.
Right.
We've done it before, but I'm just going to show everyone. The one thing I would stress, and you're going to hate me for saying
can
this.
you hold this, Hannah's saying, can you hold this quilt out so we can just see the other?
You will hate me because I'm going to say best press is the way to go here, but I know you're running out of it.
You see, doesn't it look completely different? Absolutely different. I think I prefer that one, that's layout, to that layout. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it because we all have a favourite, don't we? I prefer that layout to that layout. Oh, you're offended. You designed them both.
I'm not going to lie, I prefer this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's...
I like those fabrics. I love the orange and the lemon and the big orange flowers, but I actually like that quilt.
That is just how it comes.
Yeah.
So you get a square, and they're all the same. This one, you just need to twist them.
Yeah.
I liked this one. And I'm so lucky to have the software to be able to do this. So what I did is I imported all the fabrics, and the reason I've gone with white, because this is a cream background. Now, normally you would probably go with cream.
Yeah.
But when I loaded it in, it just looked, was it
Yeah.
right? It's okay. But these didn't do anything. As soon as I put the white in there, it went pop. But I've just noticed, I didn't know you were selling these today, the orange, the yellow and the black, they are amazing to go. You could, if you use them as the backing, you could then use them in
some
place
of the
of the white.
squares, yes, exactly.
The only reason I didn't do that is because, again, when I was able to put them into the software and it detracted away from this.
Yes.
All you could see was the pop of the
Yeah.
orange and the yellow. So that's why I went with white. But there's nothing to stop you going with those colours if you want to.
Yeah, definitely.
The first thing we're going to do, and it's all the instructions, they're really clear, but again, I always say this, if there's anything someone's not sure with, just ask me and I'll be able to help them.
But hang on, don't send a private message.
Please don't send private messages.
Tag
yes.
you in a thing.
Yeah, tag me on the fans
Facebook
page.
page.
Only because when they go in messages, first of all, they get lost, and secondly, there's been a lot of people
Oh,
sending...
don't. I've had lots of young ladies with their boobs out asking me to be their friend, and I know they're not real.
What, the boobs?
No, the people. But you know, but that's the trouble in Messenger, isn't it? Is you don't know. Sometimes it says, "Do you know?" It goes, "Oh, so, is this you in this video?" Or such and send you a message, and it's not their fault. They haven't sent it. So it's much better to
And
tag.
that did happen to me, and I clicked on it, but thankfully within 10 seconds I changed my password, and so I was okay.
Oh, okay, perfect.
But that's why now,
Yeah,
and
no.
I'm not being rude, I just won't answer
No.
you for a message.
It's like me. If the telephone rings, if I don't know the number, I don't pick it
Well,
up.
me too,
anymore.
because if they want you, they'll phone again. They'll
Exactly.
leave a message.
Exactly.
won't
They'll
they?
leave a message.
Leave a
Exactly.
message.
So I don't pick it up at all. And I'm the same with those. Even if it's if one came from you and it had like a link to something, I wouldn't open it because I'd just be thinking it might be something completely genuine. You might have said to me, but if somebody hasn't been,
I can
John,
assure you it wouldn't
remember
be
you were
from
saying
me."
on the show today, then I'd know that it was right. But just come through going, thought you might be interested. You think, no, delete.
Don't touch them. The first thing that we're going to do is make the half square triangles.
Right.
And again, it shows you on design 1. So you've got design 1 and design 2, and that is simply the fabric packs that you've chosen. So I've just called design 1 the oranges and lemons, and design 2 that one.
Yeah. Ice cream cones.
Ice cream cones. The blocks are made in exactly the same way, but on here it tells you what 2 fabrics you need to make your half square triangles, and in design 2 what 2 fabrics you need.
Okay,
so I'm just going to make these from scratch. So I'm going to, I've got them already made on here, so I'm just going to make them out of the oranges and lemons. So I literally need an orange and a lemon.
Okay, Pauline says, I'm watching whilst waiting to go down for surgery. Oh, Pauline, you take care, my love. Guess what I didn't do in the break? I didn't clean my glasses.
I didn't either, and I can't see anything.
Can't see anything. Right.
So I'm just going to cut, and as I say, it's all in there, but if you put 2 fabrics together, they're going to make 2 half square triangles.
Right.
So I'm just going to cut I'll just use a little one. Now, I do state to use width of fabric.
Right.
Now, I'm not sure if everyone know what to do when you do width of fabric and then subcutting. So width of fabric is literally the width of the fabric. So when someone says to cut the width of the fabric, you cut that. Now, to do that, you need to put your 2 selvage edges together. But sometimes they don't always match in line. I've probably chosen the worst one I can here because it's a small pattern. But what I like to do is just pull the pattern back until I can see it repeated. So I can see that ice cream is in the right place there. And then I just put it back up to the edge, because sometimes you'll find you think that's straight, but it's not. And then all I would do then is I would iron that, give it a really good press to make sure that it's really flat. And then, because rulers aren't always big, I like using the Stripology, as you know. So I like to fold mine in half again. If you do that, you must make sure that you don't have any humps or lumps here. Make sure that you iron that really well, because as soon as you cut it and you open it out, you're going to have like a little divot, and we don't want that. And then all subcutting means, so if I were to cut a 3.5 inch width of fabric strip, subcutting just means I'm then going to cut another piece out of that. So I'm just going to cut 2 4-inch squares, and I'm not going to lie, I haven't changed my blade again, so I'm probably going to pay for it, aren't I? Oh, no, there we go. Ooh. I did press hard though, been working muscles.
Different cutting method as well.
Oh yes, does that make a difference?
Yeah.
No.
Some some are self-heal, some aren't, and they sometimes make a difference to your blade.
No way, I never, see that's that's the thing you've taught me today.
Okay. Not very interesting today, lesson.
No, that.
Carol says, morning you two, you make me smile. Lucy says, morning to everyone, great show today. Lovely to have you in again, John, thank you. Judy says, morning John and Peeps are lovely. And Peeps?
Peeps.
Peps.
People. Peeps.
Well, no, it says, morning John and Peps. Our lovely ray of sunshine on TV, thank you. I'm off tomorrow and the day after.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, why didn't I come in tomorrow?
Yeah, exactly.
I know you like.
You used to do Fridays, didn't you? What day did you use? No, always Wednesdays.
No, I always say, when's
Wednesday.
John on?
Yeah, because I don't want to come in that day.
No, I always go, when's John on, so I can come in and annoy him.
Yeah. What are you doing anyway?
I'm just cutting some 4-inch squares, because this is how you make your half square triangles.
Okay.
So, and I thought I'd show it at the fabric that I'm not going to be making it with, because I've already pre-cut them all, I've already done them all, but I think it's really important because this is the hardest part. That's it. The hardest part is cutting your half square triangles. Right. So all you're going to get, and normally you would have, it's really good that both the fabrics are printed, because I can show you how to do it, because normally you have a backing fabric colour and you never know which side is which, so be able to see that now. So you turn one of them over, make sure they're pressed well, they are flat these, and then you want to draw a line on the back, and you want to be drawing it from corner to corner, and it's one of those moments where you need to take the thickness of your nib into consideration. So if you've got a fat one, then you need to just come back from the corner slightly. You do have a little bit of wiggle room because we're cutting these down after. And then all we're going to do is place right sides together. So I'm really glad they're 2 fabrics, because you can see that. It's not always clear.
Now your
when
ice
you're doing
cream's got a direction. Oh, hang on, is your ice cream not a half square triangle? Oh, it says, do you have to watch
I'm
your
glad that you've said that. Now, I was trying to have a wiggly jiggle and it didn't work, so it's going to be on its side.
Okay.
I did try, because if you get one upright, the other one's going to be upside
Sideways.
down.
Okay, that's
so you don't want to waste it. and I just went random, which was really hard for me to do.
But the pattern's such that it's not, it's just going to be a blur pattern. It's not like there's a lion's face looking at you and it's upside down or whatever, is it? Yeah.
If you look from a distance, you probably wouldn't see, but that was, I did try a few ways. The other one, the flower, doesn't really matter because that's non-directional. And then all I'm going to do, I'm going to sew a 1/4 of an inch away from the line. I'm going to pretend that blue line that I've just drawn is the edge of my fabric. So I'm going to sew a 1/4 of an inch that way and a 1/4 of an inch that way. So I'm going to set it to a 1/4 of an inch, and then I'm going to use the side of my foot as a guide.
Okay.
I'm not putting my 1/4 of an inch foot on because it's the one that's got that little lip, and I don't like to sew with that. Normal length, it's actually a 2. For some reason this machine likes a 2. What would you normally sew at?
2.4.
Yeah, see, I'm a 2.4, but this is 2.
Maybe it's set up in quilting mode because that's piecing mode because that's what most piecers use.
Oh,
isn't
right,
it?
okay then. Yeah, so it's, sorry, I'm just setting the machine up. I did set it up out there. It's decided not to. Yeah, perfect, that's what I'm looking for. And can I just give a huge shout out to the Dukey reps?
Have you not been on the phone to them again?
No.
What do you ring them for? Hello, it's Wendy. What you wearing?
Oh, I've got a hotline. I've got a hotline now.
You've got what?
I've got a hotline to Dukey
Oh,
now.
fine.
I couldn't.
Do you think it's funny to get a different person? Oh, it's her. Who's taking it this time? Gary at Chiltern, John Wilson.
I did it last time. I couldn't get the. I couldn't get the. What's the thing? That one that you pull down at the back.
Walking foot.
That's the one.
I get it to work.
Well, I hadn't got the right foot in. That was the first thing. And then secondly, I don't know what I did, but I was able to FaceTime the nice man there and he sorted me out. So.
Which one did you get?
Terry.
Oh, well, we don't know Terry.
Do you not know Terry?
No.
He's one of the engineers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was my own fault. Well, actually, I blame Mark Francis, quite frankly.
Why?
Because I was watching him doing the...
Dressing gown?
The shearing elastic the other day,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
thought, I want to have a go at that.
Yeah.
So I had to go at it, and as I yanked it out so hard, I made something come a bit loose.
But it's nothing to do with that.
Oh, it's nothing. It was user. Well, it was, because if he hadn't have done it, then I wouldn't have done it. Then all we're going to do is we're going to cut or trim on that blue line or not on that blue line.
Okay.
So I have. And then we've created 2 half square triangles. And then what I'm going to do, I'm only going to cut one just to show you because it's repetitive. As soon as you've done one, then they're all exactly the same, the half square triangles. So the first thing you want to do is just press to set your stitches in. And then there isn't really, I would normally say on the dark side, but both of them are the same. So I would just iron them back. And you want to make sure that that centre seam is nice and flat. Are you keeping up?
Yeah. I was thinking about what I was going to eat in my break.
I knew you weren't with me then. I knew you'd gone off somewhere.
Well, I've seen half square triangles so often.
But there'll be some that haven't, won't
Yeah,
there?
cool. No, exactly. That's why I was keeping quiet.
And I'm not sure if they're not in stock. I love working with these because they give me everything I need.
They're not in stock.
They're not in stock, sorry, I do apologise. But all I'm going to do now is turn these into a 3.5 inch square. So you do get a little bit of wiggle room if you haven't quite got that in the centre. And then I'm just going to take one of these 45-degree angles and I'm going to line it up against that middle 45-degree. But I'm looking for the one that's going to allow me to have my 3.5 peeping one side and my 0 peeping the other. And I'm just going to cut it.
You can do squaring off with normal creative grid rule as well, as long as you've got the 45-degree rule.
And most of them have it. This mat is incredible. I think I need to invest in one of these. My one at home's not like this. And then all we're going to do is turn it round. So now I'm looking for that other 45-degree, but this time it's going to be on the white line. So again, I'm just making sure that I can see the 0 at one side and the 3.5 at the other, but keeping it on that line. Oh, that's pretty tight, that one.
Alison Marion said, my machine is 1.8 in piecing mode. Always used to use 2 before, but the 1.8 tends not to unravel when being handled. So she knows all about stitching, but she doesn't know about taking her apron home, taking her margarine home, taking her knife home. It's all here. It's all left here.
Yeah, I did see that this morning. And then what you're trying to achieve is to get the fabric to be in each corner, and you do get that if you follow what I've just done. And then that is it. and then just make them all of them. And what I did, I made every single one of them before I started piecing them together. You don't have to. If you're doing the design I'm doing now, it literally is keeping the white or whatever colour you want to do in the same place.
Yeah.
With this one, you do have to twist it. So you're probably better off making all the blocks first. And then all we're going to do is we're going to go back to our diagram, and I'm going to see how the design should look. And then I'm just going to lay all the squares out. So I need that one. And then for this one, I did do the main ice creams as directional, but half of me's thinking now, probably I shouldn't have done. Probably I should have just gone with the
Yeah,
flow.
because if the ones in your half square triangles are on the side, some of them, then you should make some of those.
That's what I was
on the
thinking.
side.
That's what I was thinking. And as I said, this is really going to be really good for those just starting out in their quilting journey, because there's nothing really too technical here.
No.
I mean, that was really easy what you just saw me do.
Yeah.
And that is it.
Right, I'm going to stop you right there, because lots of people are asking for the fabrics by the half metre. So I'm going to, if you don't mind, just stop there before we do any sewing. You're not going to miss anything. I'm just going to go through all the fabrics by the half metre now, so that people can start checking out on those baskets. Right. Lemon first. I've got to remember where they come from, haven't I? Now, this is by the half metre. They're obviously in the bundle, but this is by the half metre. We love this. We absolutely love this. And when we first saw it, we were like, dresses, skirts, and things like that. Looks gorgeous in a quilt, but fantastic. Oh, look. Look. Or kitchen things for your kitchen as well. It's only $6.99 for half a metre. Guard cushions. Yesterday you were doing paisley in your garden, not lemons. She hasn't decided yet. Anyway, squeezed lemon, $6.99 for half a metre. This way, when you buy it like this, if you want 3 metres, you have 3 metres. You just need to put that much in your basket and check out. So that's squeezed lemons. It's 100% cotton, 44 inches wide, machine washable. I call it quilting weight, but it's your dressmaking weight as well. So that was lemons, and that came from that pile. Oranges. Yeah, right. Now, this piece I've got here is a metre piece, because obviously you get a metre of it in your bundle, but you're paying for it by the half metre. It's nice, isn't it? Okay, Hannah says it reminds me of the lady with the painted head. Oh, yes. She doesn't mean the lady has a painted head. Fiona Hesford, Sew Girl, when she brings in a hat, she brings in a head mannequin, a head model, and it's all painted, all psychedelic. I wondered what she was talking about there. Anyway, half metre, $6.99. Squeeze oranges. Squeeze oranges, that's for half a metre you're seeing there. Lovely, isn't it? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So let me go through the ones in this one. So now I'm going to do squiggly line, which Hannah absolutely adores this one. And you'll see Wendy using this one in a minute in the border of hers. If you did bias binding, it'd be fantastic. Look, I'll show you bias binding, it'd be like that. Look, there you go. That's, if you did a bias binding, that's what it would look like. You know what would be nice in that Hong Kong seams in that. If you're doing a jacket, you do the Hong Kong seams in that one. Anyway, that's it. What do we call this one? Oh, wavy lines. I don't know if the designer called it something different. The designer called it 90298. It's lovely, isn't it? Beautiful. That's by the half metre. Then I've got, sadly, I haven't got the big flowers, the big sunflowers available with half metre. I've got ice cream cones in yellow. Oh, actually, I made a mistake earlier. I said there were ice cream cones in orange available. There aren't. So the big flowers and the ice cream in orange are not available. But this is lovely, isn't it? It's very yellow. If you are making yourself a frock out of this, just be careful it doesn't drain you. If you have this next to your face, it could drain colour from you. Oh, Wendy, I did exactly the same thing doing the shirring elastic on my Juki. I just got a little screwdriver out and pushed the little doodah back in, but the team at Dukey are fabulous, as are you two. Oh, thank you, Nikki. Right, okay, moving on. So now, the only other one I've got from this bundle is I love this one. It looks like I don't know if I'm allowed to use the words. What's the people who are indigenous to Australia? Yeah, I don't know what the right word is. I know what I would have said. Folk art, but I'm thinking Australian, native Australian peoples, but I'm not saying the word because I don't know if you're allowed to say it anymore. I just don't know with all these political correctness things, but you know what I mean. It could just be termed folk art, but to me, it's saying native Australian artwork. That's what it's saying. It's beautiful, though. What do we call it? Floral. Beautiful. That's in the yellow. Oh, it doesn't even mention yellow. Because I've also... It's on white. It's on white. Because, oh, I know why. Because the other one's not on a white background. That's why. That's the most popular one so far. That's the most popular. I've got that same pattern, but in orange and pink. Now, you see, isn't that weird? Because you look at this exactly the same pattern. That does say folk art to me. That one doesn't say native Australian art. This one, this doesn't appear in any of the bundles. This one is just available by the half metre. I know, Princess, but I don't know if you're allowed to use that word anymore. I know, I don't know. I'm so confused. Anyway. It's lovely, isn't it? And I've got two more that aren't in the bundles. They're love hearts. These two aren't in the bundles either. I've got the orange, no, this is orange, this is pink heart, sorry. See, completely different, aren't they? Same range, but completely different. These aren't called squeeze hearts, they are. Squeeze hearts in pink. Lovely, isn't it? Because you've got the white hearts with the red hearts on the pink background there. Apparently I am allowed to use Aboriginal as the word. I just have to be careful, Princess, because I get into trouble so often by saying, you know, like the people who fight with the cowboys, you can't use that terminology anymore, can you? You know what I mean? And then this one here, I wanted to call it orange, but the background is a kind of paprika almost. Yeah, like a peachy paprika-y in the background. You've got orange hearts. I'll do the pattern on its own again. It's because, do you know why you can't find it on pre-order? As soon as we play it through, it jumps from the pre-order to the show deals. But I'll play it again for you now so you can see it now. Pattern on its own. And then I'll do the bundles and we'll carry on. Right, so there we go. This is the pattern, just pattern on its own, $9.99. Maybe you got the fabric from yesterday. Oh, do you know what? Where Wendy's white squares are, you know, we had the dark blue with the swirls on it, so they would be beautiful, wouldn't they? $9.99 for the pattern on its own. And then very quickly, the two bundles. This bundle here, which is the metre of... that's lovely. These fabrics aren't available by the half metre. You get the flowers on black, you get the ice creams on orange, then you get a metre of each of those. No. Yeah, metre of each of those, and then you get half metre of the white, half metre of the yellow, half metre of the yellow. Can you just hold that quilt up so that people can have a look at what they'll make using those colours, Wendy? That's that one. Fabulous. Then we've got the other one, which is on the wall behind Wendy. So this one has got the orange flowers on white. You've got the oranges, a metre of each of those, half a metre of the white, half a metre of the lemon, half a metre of the swirl. Okay, everyone's happy now, so let's carry on. Sorry, Wendy, it was just people getting a bit confused.
No, that's absolutely fine. So we've got all our 9 squares now, and then in the instructions, it tells you how to put them together. So it tells you, and I've done this on purpose in the blank. I didn't want to assign it to a colour because then, as I say, if people want to make their own fabrics, then they'd be able to to then assign it to a letter.
Yeah.
So then all we're going to do is sew the top row, then the middle, then the bottom, and then it tells you then how to sew them all together.
Okay,
but you'll be
brilliant.
able to see that because
Yeah.
you'll see me do that. So all we're going to do is we're going to put right sides together, and I'm working from left to right with a 1/4 inch seam. And I haven't got to, at this moment in time, match anything up. And if you've cut it, that's my favourite, that one.
Yeah, I like
that
that
is
one
my
as well.
favourite. If you've cut everything as accurate as you possibly can, you probably wouldn't need to pin at this stage because it is a small piece of
Yeah, of
fabric that
course.
you're dealing with.
And if you've best pressed it as well, it's going to be nice and stable, isn't it?
Yes. With this one, I did best press them all. I don't think I best pressed all of
Okay.
these ones, but absolutely. And I've got the lavender version, and every time I iron now, I get an amazing waft.
Oh,
because
you say you thought of me?
No. You don't like ironing, do you? So I wouldn't be thinking of you as my ironing. And then all I'm going to do, these ones are the half square triangles. Just make sure you've got them the right way up. But there's nothing to match because all along one side, you've just got one piece of fabric. So that's why it's so brilliant if you're just starting out in quilting, because you wouldn't think it looks more complicated than it actually is. And that's what I like to do. I like to make things look more complicated than they are because I'd like everyone to do it. But it is a very, very quick and easy make, this one. Or you could add more half square triangles, but you wouldn't get the effect if you really like making them. I like making them in moderation.
Also, how much, if we cut out the way you've cut out, do we have any fabric left over?
You do. You have.
So there is room, if you wanted to add more half square triangles, there's room to be able to do that.
Absolutely. Yeah, there is. You've got quite a nice bit of fabric left over. I mean, obviously you won't get the effect if you do add more because the whole point is that it was to give you that effect.
Oh, yes,
there and
yes.
then.
But
yes.
for some people who are more advanced might be thinking, oh, well, I might just, because you always say you like people to customise what you've
Definitely.
designed. So some people might think, oh, I don't want 4 white squares in the middle like that. I'd like 4 half square triangles. Create a square within a square for the centre of those white bits.
That would actually look really good.
Yeah.
That would, because if you had them, then it would just create another little square in there. Then all we're going to do is now we've sewn our rows, so now we're going to join our rows. Now to do that, I like to iron. So I place them down as they are, like this. And then I want to iron in opposite directions so that I can nest my seams. So I'm going to iron these that way, those that way, and these that way. So every other one will go the same way. So all I'm going to do is iron them back. And you want to, again, make sure you've got your fabric as flat as it possibly can be. But then, because I naturally like to iron that way, with the middle one, I turn it round. And if I iron it the same way as I did just the top one, when I turn it back again, it's going to be the opposite way.
Yeah.
And then I keep this one the same way.
Christine says, oh, John Scott, the oranges and lemon fabric will make a wonderful picnic quillo from yesterday. Would indeed. And accessories. Beautiful work, Wendy, says Christine.
Thank you. I thought that actually when I saw Alison yesterday making it, I thought, wow, that would be an amazing fabric to have in there. Because it just, I don't know, it just made me smile. Just makes me smile. Most things make me smile. Then all we're going to do is sew them together in rows, and then I'm going to place right sides together, and it does tell you which edge to put with which. And then I'm just going to nest these seams. And all I mean by nesting is that they naturally, one goes that way, one goes that way, and then they nest in the middle here. Now, I know some quilters do call for a scant quarter. I haven't done that here. I've literally just done 1/4 inch, and that scant just allows for the little humps that you've got in there, but I found that they fitted fine. And personally, I don't pin. I set them on their way and then I match them as I go, but I'm going to pin because I know a lot of people do like pinning, don't they? And then I'm just, because when you...
Well, it's especially if they're new to it, and this pattern is very much for, I'd say, for new quilters.
That's what
isn't it?
I want those people that are sitting on the fence, sitting on that quilting fence thinking, I can't. You absolutely can. Then all I'm going to do is sew 1/4 inch down here. You're not a go over a pin either, are you?
No, but I did train. Well, I didn't train in quilting. I trained in quilting, but
Yeah.
we did go.
Oh, it absolutely scares me when I see that. And then I'm just making sure, and you can feel them, they kind of just fall into place. I'm just sewing down there. Again, I'm still using my, well, it's, as I say, it's set at a 2. And the stitch length just means the amount of times that the needle goes up and down along the seam. So we've done that first one, and I'm not sure how close Emma can come in, but you see, just by nesting those 2 seams,
Yeah.
they're absolutely... And have you been checking out my intersections this morning? No. You normally do, don't you? You trust me now, don't you?
No, I can't see from here.
Oh, okay.
I'm still thinking about the strawberries for the break.
Oh, don't. I haven't done my breakfast
No, I
yet.
don't want them now. I can't, how rude would that be, me sitting here a bowl of strawberries while Wendy's working?
I wouldn't mind. If you want your strawberries, you're more than welcome.
Do what? No, I'll wait. It's a special occasion in my break. I haven't had any breakfast, you see, so I'm quite peckish
No, I
today.
haven't had any breakfast. Haven't had any coffee. Oh, you don't drink coffee, do you? You're very good.
Do what?
You don't drink coffee.
I do on special occasions, but I have to have soya milk or, you know, as someone said just there, you're very high maintenance, John Scott.
I've got oat milk if you want some.
No, I'm all right.
You know.
Oh, you had some coconut milk.
Oh, and I bought Hannah some cakes. I forgot to give them to her.
Oh!
Sorry.
Just Hannah?
Yeah, just Hannah.
What kind of cakes are they?
They're like Malteser sponge cake. I've never seen them before. I only bought them because I wanted one.
Right.
So I thought Hannah will open them. She's definitely going to open them.
Yeah, do you want they're still in your bag. She's
Well,
not
no,
that
no, no.
rude.
No, I'll get them in the break.
Oh, she said, I've been in the bag already, I've got them. So
Okay. And now all we're going to do, and I've started to do it already, so you can see with this one it's very, very easy because the white is in the same
Stays
place.
always in the left-hand
it's
corner.
always in that top left-hand corner. And then all I'm going to do, you can see on the one that I'm going to join it to, I've pressed my seams that way.
Yeah.
So this time I'm going to press them inwards because I still want that nesting to go on. And I actually find it easier to do them, to start them on their way first at the back. But then you do want to make sure that you iron them on the front as well because you really, really want to open those seams. I'm not a seam opener. I like going on one side. Do you open? Do you? Because I think that if you iron a seam open, all that's holding that seam together is one little stick.
yeah, you see, if you dressmake, you nearly always press them open. And costume-wise, we always press them open.
Right.
But in quilting, that's when I learnt about pressing to the side.
And then all we're going to do is we're going to keep that continuity. So I'm going to have the white, and it's exactly the same as the rose this time. I'm going to sew down and I'm going to nest as I go. But this way, I'm just going to go for it because I'm going to start in the top corner.
Right.
And if you have, as I say, if you've cut them all out right and you've sewn the same seam, they should fit.
Mm-hmm.
So before I get there, I'm just going to make sure they're nesting.
How big's the finished quilt?
It does state in there. 41 inches by 59.
41 by 59,
Yeah. Well, it wasn't going to be quite that big, but it was. It was going to be 4 by 5.
Right.
But I wanted it to be symmetrical.
Oh, yeah.
So.
And there's enough fabric in there we're not going to get to binding today, but there's nothing there to a binding as well, isn't there? If you buy the block, if you bought the whole...
I can't see the actual binding. I can't. You're talking about the border or the binding?
Binding.
I can't see why not, because there is I've had a considerable amount of fabric left over.
Okay,
so,
fine.
And then all we're going to do, how are we? Oh, no, we'll get the
ages,
border on, won't we?
Yeah.
We'll get the border. So I'm just going to iron that back. Now, I've got my strip. Now, what you would do, you would make all your strips, or you can sew them together as you go.
Mm-hmm.
And I've sewn one of my borders on as well, so I know that it has to be on the other end. So I just wanted to save a bit of time. I wasn't sure. Sometimes time runs away, doesn't it? So I'm just continuing.
Oh, yeah, because you're at the bottom.
I'm at the bottom.
Your white squares move to another thing, but you're going the other way around, yeah.
Right. So I do it the right way, so you know. So, yeah, I started at the top. I'm going down to the bottom. So I add it on. So my white is always going to be in that top left-hand corner. So I do exactly the same. Now, if you are new to quilting, this is where you want to pin. Pin, pin, pin all the way along this one. But as I say, I'm just going to go for it.
Okay. Pin, 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 but I'm not.
Do as I
say not as I do.
I'm always saying that. Because I just feel so at home with, I love working on the machine, so I don't mind just going for it. But I am making sure that my nests are in place before I go down. And what you went off like a rocket then. You never want to be forcing the fabric because some of this will be on the bias and you don't want to stretch it because otherwise it will go out of shape. But it would make an amazing picnic blanket, wouldn't it? What's your favourite colourway though? I know this is the favourite pattern. Is this the favourite colour?
It's really weird because I love the lemons and the oranges, but I like that colourway better.
The colourway or the way they're placed?
The colourway.
Right. I just think the black just makes it pop.
Yeah.
But as I say, if you are getting some of the backing coloured fabric, and it's really hard to get hold of orange, and that's a really beautiful orange. You might, as I say, want to substitute the white, but I think the white is what makes the colours pop, to be perfectly honest. So as I say, I'm just nesting all the way down. Oh, I wonder if Vix is doing that yet.
Do what?
Nesting. I wonder if Vix is nesting yet. Oh, I can't wait. I'm very excited.
Oh.
I'm very excited.
I think she just wants it to come now.
Oh, yes.
Mind you, I don't think I put my entry in for the competition.
Oh.
We had a competition, didn't we, on Vix's when Vix's baby born. I said April 2nd.
Oh, me too.
7 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, no.
Little girl, £8 8 ounces. But I believe it's bigger than £8 8 ounces already.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Vix is so tiny.
Vix was £10 when she was born. And that she's had several scans this week. Not there's anything wrong. There's nothing wrong at all. But they know it's a big baby already.
No, so that's put my guess straight out the window because I thought it was going to be like a little petite 7'5" or something.
No. Unless it takes after Kieran. No. Oh. No, they already know. They've already said to her it's a big baby.
Okay, so now I've now finished sewing them all together. Okay. And what you would do is you would give it a really, really good press and make sure that it's all nice and flat and all the seams are pressed. But now we're going to add the border on.
Right.
So I've done the top border. And what I wanted to show you was a little trick that I found, because I like to, when I put my borders together, with the top and the bottom, you will get it out of one width of fabric. With the sides, you're going to have to join them.
Right.
Now, with this one, I've put the join along a join, so it kind of gets lost in it.
Yeah.
This side, I haven't. It's there.
Right.
So probably I would do that if I were going to do it again. But I don't know if you've noticed my matching.
I was about to say, did you bother matching? No, I did actually, because when I realised there was only half a metre of this fabric, I was looking, thinking, how's she got that length out of... Well, I mean, because it's going the width of fabric, and then I realised there was a seam in there.
I will show you. I was trying to use scissors that don't work, so that's not good, is it? So what I did, and it just worked, when you cut, if you get this version, when you cut it, it just seems to work that two of the pieces will be the same colourway.
Right.
I don't know why it worked, and it might have just been a complete fluke with me. But what I did then is I folded this over. I've probably gone a little bit too far with the folding here, but I'll just fold it a little bit less and pressed it. I can tell you're going to be impressed by this.
Yeah.
I can tell. And then what I did is I got the second piece and then I just kept moving it along until it matched.
Right.
Or as matched as well as I could get it. I mean, that's too much. I wouldn't go that far. Right, so that now is probably as good as I'm going to get on that one. And then if you open it out and sew down there, and you're impressed, aren't you?
No.
Okay.
No, I would be.
You've been there, done it, haven't you?
Yeah, because when you do bodices on and you want both sides of the stomach to be the same, that's exactly how you do it. But I'm only teasing with it. It is a very, very good tip.
And can I just make this really, really clear? We are just always teasing.
Oh, yeah.
There's never any offence. I don't actually listen to him half the time.
Hang on, we're not listening to Hannah now. Hannah's got something. I've got to say something for Hannah. Nina has sent in a message. Hello, John and Wendy. Nice quilt for me, a beginner. Why does the one on the wall look so different from the one Wendy is making? Nina from Northumbria. Good question, Nina.
See, that's clever, isn't it? Nina, it's exactly the same block. It's just how you piece it together, and it's all in the instructions.
So just explain to Nina, the block is what Wendy made, right? So that square of 9 squares is called a block. Then you join all the blocks together. This one, sorry, I didn't mean to take over.
That's,
but
you
just
couldn't
so you
put that
explain,
better. That is perfect.
But just to explain, that's what a block is. A block is, because I was when 3 years ago, I didn't know any of this either. So you make your blocks and you join your blocks together. The orange one, the blocks are just put 1, 2, 3, 4, all exactly the same way up, all exactly the same orientation. The one on the wall, what Wendy's done is she's taken one and put it like that. Then she's turned one. I don't know if it's just half a turn, but she's turned them to create the extra patterns within the pattern.
I'd like to say it is just one term, but it isn't.
It isn't.
No, but
it's explained anyway.
If you can see on the instructions here, thank you, Emma, you can see that row 1, and this is why with the white you can really clearly see where you need to put that white. So just follow the white.
So if you buy either bundle, you can make either of those two patterns. So don't think, oh, I've got to buy the orange one to get that pattern, or I've got to buy the black and orange one to get that pattern. You could create that look on the wall with this bundle, and you create that look on the table with this bundle.
Or if you just make the block, you can make your own pattern.
Yeah.
So that's.
Could you hold up the one on the table again, Hannah says, please? She's doing it to do next to the real one. So you go to stand by the side. No, not in front of, by the side of, so we can see. There you go. For some reason, yours looks much smaller, but that's fine.
It does, doesn't it? Oh my goodness, it's exactly the same. See, that's the optical illusion of
or
it,
you're just
isn't it?
short. Morning, John and all. Sorry to be late. Still not too well, but you're cheering me up. Oh, Jeanette, you get better soon. Morning, John and Wendy from Sunny Durham, says Jean. My biggest baby was £7, 13 ounces, and my smallest was £4. Oh, no. But Princess says her eldest son was £10 when he was born. Yeah. She was only 17 when she had him, so she was young. Oh, that's going to make sense. Right, go.
Yes, so the top and the bottom border are put on first, and you will get them out of the width of fabric.
Right.
And all we do is, once you've given it a jolly good press, you're going to put right sides together. Now, I do tell you how much to cut, but I would actually just use the width of fabric, because what you're looking for is a little bit each end so that you can cut it off after. I always find that if something fits exactly, by the time I've sewn down it doesn't fit at the end.
Now, you do have the same amount of the ice creams as you do of the faux art. So if you wanted to put the faux art into the squares, into the blocks, and use the ice creams as your border, you can do.
Absolutely, because the ones, whatever denominations are what, you can put them in what order you want to. I just thought that the fabrics worked really nice together here, and this just finished it off, but yes, you can do. In fact, that might be quite nice to substitute the yellow lemon, swap the yellow lemon for this. That might give it an even better look on it. So, and then all I'm doing is sewing again 1/4 inch. And you haven't got to match any seams up because it's one solid piece of fabric going all the way down. And that's why, as I say, John, it's a really good explanation of the blocks, because the individual bits of the blocks are the squares, and then as you put them together, they do create a block.
Yeah.
So that's...
Which is, if you knew, we use terminology in fact when we're doing dress making. We say, do a French seam, then don't explain it, or do this or do that. We don't explain it. I think it's important to explain all the things.
Oh, I'm very, very excited. Are you in on the 16th?
Of what, this month? What day of the week is it?
April. Haven't got
Oh, no, I think I'm at Pavers, aren't I?
Oh.
I think... Yeah, no, I'm not here the 16th. Why?
Because I am.
What, you make
It might be the 16th. Well, no, because what I was going to say, I have promised to make the Sussex seamstress her top, because that's how I was practicing the shearing elastic.
Okay.
But it's got French seams in there.
Are you making the same top that Mark made?
Yeah.
Oh, apparently I'm here.
Oh, yes, lovely. So you'll be able to see me wearing my... See, I've done it now, I've told you. Yes.
So you're going to make an outfit you've worn yourself?
Well, a top. I'm not going to make bottoms because that would just look hideous.
Where's a bottom? You can't see it, can you? Right, go on.
Got my pyjamas on underneath here.
No, that's Hannah. Oh, no, Hannah's not got her pyjamas on stage. She's got a very
Hannah looks
flouncy
lovely
blouse on
today,
stage.
so don't say anything.
Say that again?
Hannah looks lovely today, so don't you say anything because you're always teasing her.
The thing is, you haven't seen Hannah dressed up, right?
No, I haven't. Yes, her pictures.
No.
Oh, is that not dressed up? Is that not dressed up?
Hannah looks incredible. No, she does. When she goes out, and I don't mean this really, it's like my friend Pam that used to work with the 20th century costumes, right? Because she comes into work, she drags herself out of bed, she gets in her Uber, she gets here, because she's in her little box in there, right? When she gets ready to go out, she looks incredible. Absolutely
Hannah,
incredible.
I think you look incredible anyway. Very
No,
well.
she knows she doesn't now. She knows you're lying. But no. But I love that. I love that. The fact that she's... I know we all love Hannah, but you know what I mean? It's like... There's such... And I don't mean... This is not me being disparaging or rude or anything like that. But when she's all dolled up, she looks incredible. Absolutely incredible.
No, she is very lovely lady. All you need to do now is, because I've given myself a little bit more than I need, when I cut it back, it's going to be absolutely spot on. So I just do a couple of little things. First of all, I make sure that I'm actually got the ruler up against that. But then I also just check that one of the lines going across, the horizontal lines, match up with that seam, and then you know you've got it exact.
Okay.
And then all we do is cut that off. And then when I do the other side, I would do it the other way because I want to cut away from me, never ever cut towards you. And again, I'm just going to line that up. I'm going to line that up as well, and then just cut it. And then what you've done, you've got a border that is absolutely spot on. Whereas if I'd have cut it first and then sewn it, sometimes when you press it back, it goes a little bit out. And then all we do, we haven't got time to do that, have we? Then, because I would do exactly the same the other end, I just need to cut the other end off, which I haven't, and then you would join two pieces together. Now, to be perfectly honest, I wouldn't do the method I showed you for this because I think that joining this anywhere, you don't need to match it. So you need to join two together. You may want to, if you want to do this, when you're sewing it, do the join along one of them. And then what I would do when I was sewing the side here, and it's just me, I don't know if you do it, I would actually start from the join, sew down, turn it over and then sew up.
So it doesn't move.
Exactly, and then
either
the join
that
stays
or
there.
I'd baste the join. No, I wouldn't.
If you based it, you may as well sewn it, haven't you? But that's what I would do. I would actually make sure that's lined up, sew one way, flip it round and sew up the other, and then it's finished. And then you're finished, and then you can do, there is a very, very small section on just how to quilt it, but I know some people may not want to actually quilt it. They may want to just make it into cushions.
Yeah.
They may not want to make a whole quilt out of it, but
It's
the
one
block...
big cushion, no.
But no, for the blocks, you can just...
All right, Wendy's back in an hour. She's making... the bag that's up on the shelf behind me in the middle there. Thank you very much indeed. Right, Hannah, what do you want to recap? Bundles. First bundle. Oh, the one on the wall, okay. Well, that's what I'm doing first. So in this one, you get you get the instructions, obviously. You get 1 metre of the big daisies, which is not available by the half metre. You get 1 metre of this. I'll just wait, there you go, 1 metre of that. You get 1 metre of the oranges, which is available by the half metre. 1/2 metre of white, 1/2 metre of lemons, 1/2 metre of your swirly. Message Beverly on the bottom. Hi team, I just switched on and my mouth is literally watering looking at that gorgeous quilt. There you go. Thank you, Beverly. I thought we blocked her yesterday. She's meant to be blocked, that Beverly. Oh, she's Hannah's only friend, so that's fine. Anyway, how much was it? Oh, no, moving on. $54.99. Then we've got this one here, which is the one that Wendy was working on. This is the most popular. Literally lots in baskets. You get the pattern, you get 1 metre of the black daisy, you get 1 metre of the orange ice cream cones, 1/2 metre of white, 1/2 metre of the yellow ice cream cones, 1/2 metre of the folk art in yellow, $54.99. Please check out your baskets. Got the pattern on its own if you want to. If you bought that lovely fabric yesterday, pattern on its own, $9.99. Okay. Now I'll do the backing bundles. I've got it in black, yellow and orange. Which one do you want first? Black one first. These are, now, you will have to piece these for the back because it's only 40. How wide is that quilt?
41.
Oh, 41. So you might not have to piece it. You might get away with it, might you?
I think I did it on purpose that you could, because
Yeah.
most of it's 44, isn't it?
Yeah, 44 inch wide. Anyway, you get 2.5 metres of the black fabric. A lot of people just like these bundles for to have in their stash, £16.99. There should be 2 stickers on there, and I unpacked this bag. Oh, no, I know what I've done. No, I know what I've done. I can remember now. Right. Single figures on that one. Orange. 2 stickers on the orange. You don't get these, don't worry. It's because we have to pack it. Oh, we were here for so long yesterday. And then one of the hours yesterday, the one with all the bundles in didn't have a sheet in the box, so we could... And we did it. It was dark when we went home, that was all. £16.99 for 2.5 metres of the orange. Then we got the sunshine yellow. What we did yesterday, lunchtime, after we finished we have a quick break. Hannah has a coffee, I have my hummus and celery and everything. And we sat outside yesterday. It was so beautiful. 2.5 metres of the sunshine yellow. £16.99 for the yellow bundle there. Okay, right, going now. Going to get my strawberries and clean my glasses. Now, brand new guest coming up after 8. Bobbi Heath has written her first book. She's a very well, I'll let her explain everything she does, but she's a milliner and she's got a brand new book, which is a UK exclusive launch here today. Hang on, exclusive UK launch here today. You can't get it anywhere else yet. I'll tell you, I'll explain. It's on the Long River, but it's on pre-order on the Long River, so you'd have to wait where she'll get it today if you're back from us. And she's just going to explain all about felt hats. So we're quite excited. We will see you in about 3 minutes from now. In need of a crafting fix? There are so many ways you can watch Sewing Street and Yarn Lane. Sewing Street is live from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. every day on Freeview 72 and Sky 670. Alternatively, if you want to watch us on a tablet or on the move, you can tune in on our YouTube channel, the Sewing Street app, or the websites at www.sewingstreet.com and www.yarnlane.com. You can watch past shows on Sky 670 from 1 p.m. every day, as well as our YouTube channel, the app, and our website. Yarn Lane is on from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Visit our programme guide to find out when and what's on. So you never have to spend a minute without us.
Have you heard about all of the different ways you can shop with Sewing Street and Yarn Lane? You can either shop on our websites, sewingstreet.com and yarnlane.com. You can also order by phone by calling our friendly UK customer service team. For Sewing Street, call 0800 001 4433, and for Yarn Lane, call 0800 4700 600. And don't forget about the Sewing Street app. Here you can shop all of the Sewing Street products as well as watch the live shows from anywhere. You can download the app onto your smartphone or your tablet by simply searching Sewing Street in your app store. And one final thing, no matter how many times you check out on Sewing Street or Yarn Lane in one day, you will only pay 1 postage and packaging. Happy shopping!
To see me back. My favourite piece of kit with the sewing is the seam ripper. Hello, I'm Janice from Birmingham. I specialise in dressmaking. I used to run a children's shop and I love making children's clothes. My mother encouraged me to sew from an early age. When we were young, we did dressmaking in school. My claim to fame was the sewing quarter, but I'm now making also jumpsuits for ladies and men of all shapes and sizes, and it seems to be going for the festivals around the country. See you on the show.
Keep up to date with what's on Sewing Street and Yarn Lane, as well as all the latest news and special offers by signing up to our email newsletters. For Sewing Street, head on over to www.sewingstreet.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, type in your email address, click the envelope, and you're done. It's exactly the same for Yarn Lane. Head on over to www.yarnlane.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, type in your email address, click the envelope, and that's it. You are now subscribed to both Sewing Street's and Yarn Lane's email newsletters, so you'll never miss out on the latest news and special offers ever again.
While we're having to spend more time at home again, we're here to keep you busy and entertained. Sewing Street will be live every day from 8 a.m, bringing you plenty of demonstrations with our experts in dressmaking, quilting, bag making, toy making, needle felting, embroidery, and so much more. Our community of fellow sewists on the Sewing Street fans Facebook group are there to chat to you about whatever you're making, sharing photos and advice. Check out the Sewing Street Facebook and Instagram pages for fun competitions and offers. Missed the live show? Don't worry, we recorded it for you. Never miss out on your favourite presenters, guests and makes ever again. Head on over to our YouTube pages to watch back the day's live show and enjoy your favourite demos over and over again. We also have lots of great content exclusive to our YouTube pages, such as product demonstrations, troubleshooting videos, and so much more. Subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you never miss a show or video ever again. If you'd like to get in touch with us during our live show and send in any messages or any questions, then you can do it on studio@sewingstreet.com. Alternatively, you can message us on our official Facebook page.
Brand new guest now. Yes, Bobbi Heath is here. Now, Bobbi Heath is a milliner, but I just want you to look at this. Before we chat with her, I want you to have a look at this book, right? The book is her first ever book. It is the UK launch of the book here. As I say, we've got it here now, ready to go. So if you get it, it'll go in the normal, kind of carriage as it normally does. It is available elsewhere on pre-order, but this is an exclusive that we have today in the UK. Now, before we go to Bobbi, I'm just going to take you through the whole book and everything, because it's such a lovely book. Now, you may never have thought about making felt hats. You may never have thought how felt hats are made or anything. So today we're just going to chat about how Bobbi got here today, and then, I don't mean in the car coming here, but you know what I mean, but also just to talk about different shapes of felt hats and things like that. So this book here, there we go, it's got a foreword, it's got the introduction, there she is, you'll meet her in a second, all about her, the materials you need to use to make felt hats, and then you see all of these, we'll talk all about these. I knew they were called cones, I didn't know they were called capellines. Anyway, the tools you'd need, because it is an art form of its own. I studied this when I was at Wimbledon, but wasn't very good, I have to say. But so it's fascinating. It's really, really lovely. If you get into hat making, it's such a beautiful art form to do. So look, all of these are your techniques, how to add a headband. Then these are the projects are in the book. And we've got these hats dotted around the studio today. You might have seen them, and Bobbi will show you a couple on her desk. How to get started, because you need to get blocks, what you do with the blocks. You see, now I was talking about Snappy's cling film the other day, and everyone was like talking to me about, what are you talking about? What is it? But there you go. Then, here we go, floppy hat. We've got all of these show you instructions on how you make everything. It's fascinating. It's also very, very thorough. So look at that. All of those instructions just for one hat there. And also look at the way the customizing it. Different trimming makes the hat look completely different, doesn't it? Then we've got the cloche hat. Beautiful again, look, so there's a blue one there with a ribbon, then one with feathers on here. The block that you need to shape it. That's a bucket hat. Again, the thing is that once you've learnt the technique is the same, just making different shapes and everything. But Bobbi will explain all that in a second. There we go, beautiful. There it is in the black and the red, beautiful. Then we've got the pillbox hat, which my mum would always wear a pillbox for a wedding. She would, because she couldn't wear hats, my mum, because she was very short and apple-shaped, and she used to think hats made her look like a mushroom. But when we went to Buckingham Palace for my dad's MBE, she had a really lovely little pillbox hat that she wore. Not far off that colour, actually. And then we've got the cap, and then, which is not like your baseball cap, but it's like a posh version of it. And then carrying on, we've got the button hat, which is lovely, isn't it? One that just sits at a jaunty angle. I think that's it then. And then you can use the button hat technique to make, there you go, we've got that. Well, we've got both those in the studio, actually. Really lovely, because a hat can make and finish an outfit, can't it? It's just really, really lovely. And also it depends on which shape that you like wearing. That's such a lovely book, isn't it? Really, really lovely book there from Search Press. So, less of me and the book. Let's meet Bobbi. Good morning. Thank you ever so much for coming in. So now, first book.
Yes.
How exciting is that?
It's very exciting. Yes, very exciting. Can't quite believe it, actually, but...
Oh, really? Really? So take us back. So have you always been a milliner then?
For the last 25 years.
Okay.
So I came to it a little bit late. But
not a little bit late at all. What made you start doing it then?
Well, I've always loved hats. I've always loved wearing hats. In fact, the first hat I ever made was a jockey cap that I'd taken the pattern from my brother's school cap.
Right.
And I made it in a tartan material and thought I was the bee's knees with wearing it, especially with my snakeskin boots.
Oh, my word.
Yeah. And so... and I've always done crafts and things like that.
I was going to say, you must have done, for you to
Yes.
take a pattern from an original hat, you must have known about sewing and crafts.
Yes,
and
my
stuff.
mother taught me how to sew, and I loved sewing, made all my own clothes. And
okay.
So carried on from there, and then discovered later a college just down the road from me that did a millinery course.
Oh, okay.
And
Where was
so
that then?
At Inkborough Design Centre.
Okay.
And they're now in Redditch, I think.
Yes.
So, yeah, and went
So
there.
you're a local girl then?
Yes, I live just outside Worcester.
Oh,
So,
lovely.
yes,
So what made you think, I'm going to make a career? So you made your jaunty little cap for yourself and everything.
Yeah.
What then made you think, I'm going to make a career out of this?
Well, I didn't really, it was only about sort of 20 years ago I decided to make a career out of it because the children had left home and I had the ability to do it.
Yeah, of
and,
course.
So I was very
So it was a
lucky.
passion that you've
Yes.
turned. I always think it's brilliant when somebody makes a career out of a passion, because for some, there's that added extra, because you love doing it
Yes.
so much.
Oh, I absolutely adore it, because in the interim I used to buy second-hand hats and spray paint them and retrim them, and because I couldn't afford to buy a new one,
Of course,
for a
yes.
wedding and things like that. So I've always had that.
So do you only
passion.
do felt hats then?
No, I make cinema, I make anything.
I was going to say, because I obviously looked on the internet about it yesterday, and I saw some incredible kind of ascot
The
hats and
ascot
things
hats,
like
yes,
that.
yes. And that's in cinema material or straw or leather and...
So is this the first of many then?
Well, I don't know. I hope so.
But this concentrates completely on felt
Yes.
hats, which is a different, even though millinery is an art form, felt hats are slightly different to how you do a straw hat or other shaped hats, aren't
Yes,
they?
yes.
So now, people, if they want to do this, first of all, if you've got any questions for Bobbi, please send them in. She's only here for half an hour. Please send them in on an email. It's best if you send them on an email or on the white box. Then Hannah can pass them on to me. Because we have stockists where if you think, oh, that's an art form I really want to do, we don't sell the blocks and the felts and things like that, but we can tell you where to go to get those things.
Yes,
That's what we
yes,
said, didn't
yes,
we?
yes.
So take me through what's the basis of making a felt hat? What do we start with?
Well, we start with the felt, of course.
Yes.
And you can either buy them in cones, which are short...
You just show it, so that's brilliant.
sorry,
perfect,
short felts, or a capelin, which is
capelin, is that how you say it?
Yes, a capelin which has got the sort of skirt on it.
Yes. Because a lot of
And-
people think you can make it just out of squares of felt, but that's not the case, is it, really?
No, you can actually felt your own hats, but that's an entirely different process.
Okay, fine.
and there are a lot of experts out there that
I'm
felt
sure,
their own-
yes, but, you
felt
know.
their own. But so basically, you've got your felt, and this one's very much already shaped if you're
Yes.
going to do the sort of Twiggy hat, the
Yes.
60s hat. And really, all you need is a block.
Now, does the block need to be the size of the hat you're making, or does that not matter?
It depends. You can go half an inch each way. You have
Okay.
to measure your head first,
Right.
then decide on the circumference of your brim. But if your block is too small, you can always block a felt over it to create
To make it bigger.
Make it bigger.
So it's like having a mannequin. You can pad a mannequin
you
up
can pad
to
it
size.
out.
Yes.
But you can't really make it smaller.
No.
That's the only problem.
Mm-hmm.
But the blocks are beautiful. They're wooden blocks, and or you can use polystyrene blocks as well.
Oh, can you?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They don't last as long.
I was going to say,
No,
because they
because
give
you're
them
pinning.
some bashing. don't
That's
they?
right.
So as a milliner, do you have lots of different blocks in your workshop? sort of
Yes,
thing?
I've got lots and lots of different blocks, ranging from the 20s and
Oh, fantastic.
Yes,
I mean, most of them are that shape, aren't they, to give a crown? But I was watching this Escape to the Country the other day, and I don't know where they were in the country, but Nicky Chapman went to this man, and he actually carves different. So if you're doing a trilby or a fedora or something like that, he actually carves these.
Yes.
Are you saying he's going to be in the back of your book in a minute? But you know what I mean. And so you can buy different shaped blocks.
Oh
or
yes,
different shaped
yes,
hats,
because I mean this is
Yes. Oh, there you
a trilby, and that comes as a block, which is that shape.
That's what he was making. That's
Yes.
what he was coming
So
out.
it's coming out
you
yes.
can make that hat off a round block like that. That one's just giving you the round.
That's just
crown,
giving you
isn't
the
it?
round crown.
Yeah,
yes.
perfect.
But the joy of this block, and it explains it in the book, is you can block your hat over this, but you can also turn it upside down and block a flat
Oh,
topped
that'd be an unusual one, wouldn't it?
So
yeah.
So
Oh,
you can, so I'm trying to, in the book, I'm trying to make it easy for people to not spend a lot of money, because blocks are expensive, and I didn't want people to have to spend a lot of money to start.
Well, this is what we always say about new hobbies, isn't it? Sometimes you take up a new hobby, you've got to buy a sewing machine, you've got to buy rulers, you've got to buy rotary
That's
cutter,
right.
and it's quite a big outlay. And what you're saying is you're going to introducing it so that people don't. Well, if they love it, they can then expand it like you have, sort of thing. But for the beginning, you don't have to spend that much money if you're going to do it.
No.
And what wool? Do you see the wool? The wool? Are they wool felts?
These are wool felts.
They're wool felts.
Yes,
yeah.
pure wool felts. You can get other felts which are more expensive, which have rabbit fur and hare fur, and then of course beaver, which doesn't. There are very few beaver.
Yes, I
beaver
can imagine.
But so this block's a very old one. It's about as old as I am, I think. This
And
one.
why has it got holes? 3 holes.
Because then you can hold it with your fingers and take your hat off, and it'll sit on a stand as well. You don't have to have the stand. You can use a couple of cans.
But if you're going to pull, if you've got one with a wide brim, it's easier if it's on a stand, isn't it?
Yes,
to pull it
or
down,
you can put it on a couple of cans of baked beans or something. So
a bit cheaper than a stand, isn't it?
Yeah.
So how do you go from that then to shaping something like the hat on there?
You need a lot of steam.
Right.
That is the main thing you need is steam.
And what do you use?
I use a steam generator iron. You can use a kettle, which you can. I know you're not supposed to, but you can put the.
Well, no, that's what the man did on Escape to the Country.
Oh, right.
He got a felt, and I was like, what's he doing? He put the kettle on, and he just plonked the felt. Now, we're not saying you can do this. This is not us saying this is how you do it, but that's what he did.
Yes.
He put the kettle on, and then he put it over the top of it, and he just let the steam permeate through the felt sort of thing.
Yeah, or a wallpaper steamer.
Okay. We sell a steamer. Have we got the steamer? We've got a Beldray steamer that you could use.
Oh right, yes. Yeah. Anything, as long as you've got lots and lots of steam. And
we've also got an iron that really, when I do the demonstration, the steam is like there's lots and lots.
Yeah.
Of
So that's what you need, and you just steam and steam and steam inside, and you pull it down on your block. I'll do this. Was
now
one
I think
earlier.
in your book as well. When we used to have to do this at college, we used to have to cover.
Yes, you
the
should
block in Snappy's cling film.
Yes, you should cover it in cling film.
Yep.
And because then if you blocked a purple hat on your block, and you go and then block a cream one, you're not going to get the dye run and things like that.
I didn't realise that's why we did it. I thought it was easier to get it on and off.
And it protects the blocks as well.
Yes, yeah.
So and then really it's a lot of steam and a lot of hard work.
Yes.
Get a very good facial as you're steaming.
Oh, I
though,
can
yes.
imagine. Yes, yes.
So you steam and pull.
So
and
how
pull.
wet? How wet is the felt at this
It
point?
gets quite wet. Some people actually dunk felt in boiling water and do it, but it takes so long to dry. But if you're doing a very complicated crown block or something like that, sometimes you need to get it really wet.
I was going to say, because the fedora is going to be more difficult because we're just pulling that over a dome shape. If you've got the indents and everything of a chilby or a fedora or something like that, you're going to need to really, really work that felt into the shape, aren't you?
Yes, you are. Yeah.
So you've pulled it on, it's all steamed and it's at the shape that you like. Then what happens?
Then what you want to do is let it dry. You've got pins all the way around there, and you put
what do you pin the pins into?
With just ordinary household pins.
But it doesn't pin to the block, does it?
Yes, pin straight into the block to secure it.
Okay.
So
I don't remember doing that. right. I obviously didn't listen. Dell hated me. The milliner teacher hated me with a passion.
Oh right.
I only made one successful hat. And it was for a Las Vegas topless show dancer in the end because I couldn't do any of this at all.
Right.
I've got a friend called Sean who was in the other class and the year above me, and he now makes a career. Any film you watch, he makes the hats for all the films and everything like that. Yeah. And he was brilliant, but I was rubbish. I hated them. I just hated them. Right. So you've got it pinned to the block.
So you've got it pinned all round, and then I usually put an elastic, take the pins out, put an elastic round the top of it.
Right.
Down to the bottom of the...
Oh, it's really, really tight then,
Really
isn't it?
tight, yes. So make him do what he's supposed to do.
We've got a question. What is it, Hannah? Oh, Karen, here you go. Karen says, these are stunning. Is the felt the usual type of felt for crafting? It looks much thicker, from Karen. Right, it's the wool felt, so it's kind of, you can use wool felt for crafting, and people like Mandy Shaw uses the wool felt and everything, but don't use the mix felt for it. Do not use like the polyester or the acrylic and wool mix, because when you pull it, it will, I hate me talking for you, but it would rip,
it'll tear,
yes.
And it won't do what you want it to do.
No.
It's not,
and also it won't be in that shape either.
No,
no.
So, and then what you want to do is create, in this case, I've just created a flat brim. And this is from a well-known
Scandinavian.
Yes.
Okay, blue and yellow shop. A blue and yellow shop.
And
but it's not made as a hat block.
No, it's a salad platter.
It's rather lovely.
It is good, and it used to have a little foot on it, so I took that off.
Oh, okay.
And sanded it down.
Yes.
And it makes an ideal brim block.
So how does that then work? So you've got the crown still on the block.
You've still got the crown on the block.
Yeah.
And you can put some rolls of...
I say Snappy's cling film.
Yes.
Other makes are available.
That's it. And on there, and you plonk that on there.
Oh, literally like that. So now, do you re-steam now?
And you re-steam and steam. You can't have too much steam.
Right.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And then you can hold there and pull.
Right.
Pin.
It is quite...
It's quite...
workout.
It is, yes. You don't get very many bingo wings if you do this, because you're really pulling it. And you pull it and pull it, and then let it dry, and that's it.
Oh, okay. So you don't have to finish the edges of felt, do you? Because it doesn't fray or anything.
You would cut it in a nice...
Oh,
edge.
yes.
A very neat edge.
And what do you use to cut it with?
Well, I use scissors,
right.
But a lot of people can use a rotor cutter, but I'm not very good with a rotor cutter.
No.
So I use scissors, but when you're using scissors, you need to do a continuous...
Because if you cut like that, you're going to get a jagged edge, aren't you?
Yes, you are. And then you can rub an emery board round the edge.
Oh, okay.
To soften the edge so it doesn't look so cut.
But you don't need to finish off, it's not going to fray or anything.
No, it's not going to fray, which is brilliant.
Yes. And then on that one, you've just bought some, is it grosgrain ribbon?
That's a grosgrain ribbon.
Yeah.
And then I've just cut some strips of this felt that came off the edge.
Right.
And put a pattern around it.
But again, that's up to you. That's your creative flair,
absolutely,
isn't it, really?
Yes, yeah. And you put a headband inside as well.
Okay, now we used to call that Petersham ribbon.
It is
Petersham ribbon, yeah.
It is Petersham ribbon. And you've got to be careful because a lot of places sell ribbon, grosgrain ribbon,
Yeah.
and it's usually polyester.
Right.
You need to have a 70% rayon in it, so it's got a cotton content.
Yes.
Because then you can steam it and swing it, because it'll stretch.
Yeah, because it'll just come as a straight
Yes,
ribbon.
and you
doesn't it?
can curve it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So 70% rayon. Rayon is a cotton.
It's a
It's a
cotton,
man-made
yes,
fabric with
yes,
cotton
yes,
in it,
it's a
isn't
natural
it?
fabric. Yeah. So
Also, I imagine it's more because that's going to sit
it sits right on the hairline.
on the head, doesn't it?
Yes.
So you don't want anything that's going to create. You want to get some fancy function, take your hat off, and have like
No.
your sock line on your forehead. Sort of thing.
That's right.
Okay, so that would be how to do a very, very simple.
That's the most simple one.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Take me
And-
through a couple of the other shapes, if you wouldn't mind.
Right.
Just, if you want anything off your shelf, just let me know, and I'll.
Let's have a look. Well, this is sort of self-explanatory in a way, because this is a cloche,
Right.
which is French for bell, and as you can see, it looks like a bell.
Yes.
And very, very popular in the 20s, but then has come back again. And again, it's a very simple hat, and you can do it with that same block.
Yeah.
And then you can have a slightly, I don't know, sort of a sharper edge.
Yes, a more angled.
More angled
yes, yeah.
crown. There's.
So you didn't have a bowl at home that you could do that crown with then? You didn't have like a salad bowl from IKEA nearly said,
no.
or did it? Yeah, but you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's kind
no,
of a different
no, I
shape
didn't.
one.
But you could, I'm sure you could find something
Yes, yes,
roundabout that would do it.
And what have you done? Have you got a hem on that one?
This one I've wired because this one just does its own thing and just moves.
Mm-hmm.
This one we want to keep a little bit more structured. So I've wired it about half an inch from the edge and put a sprung steel wire in it and then turned it over and self-hemmed it.
Just by hand?
But just by hand, yes. Or they're all done by hand.
Okay, there's no machining involved at all?
The only thing I machine is if I'm doing a big brim like that on a felt or a cineme, I will put the wire on with a zigzag stitch on the sewing machine.
Yes.
But you've got to be very careful that you don't number of needles I've broken.
Yes, exactly. So you just do a big zigzag over the top of the wire,
yes.
don't you? So that you'd sew that onto the seam allowance, would you? And then, but where? Hang on, are you going to see the stitches? Where would the stitches
No, because the stitches would be inside. If you're doing that one, and you wire it on the edge with the sewing machine,
right,
then you would cover it with a grosgrain ribbon or
a binding.
A binding.
Because that one you've just turned the hem. The blue one is just turned.
It's just a self-turned one.
Yeah, because you hand stitch. Yes, I've got it now. But if you machine it on.
Oh, this one's got.
I've got a quick question for you. No, that's right. From Katie, she's saying, how do you pin into the wooden block? Like with drawing pins?
With either drawing pins, mapping pins, or household pins. But you need a thimble and you need to push it.
Yes.
It's quite...
I think we used, it's coming back now, I think, are they map pins, the ones that are like a long pin bit, and then it's got either a bright yellow or a bright blue, bright green. It's got a circular top on it.
Yes,
I think,
yes.
I used my dad. He must use them for work or something.
Yes.
And you could almost write on the paper bit there. I don't know what that was. That one you didn't need to do it for the hats, but it was like it was like a great big safety pin sort of thing.
All right. No, you don't want anything as long as that. You want as fine a pin as you can. Really. Mapping pins are good. You know, the ones with the little sort of plastic ends,
right?
All in the different colours.
Yeah.
Those are quite good.
Oh yes, I know. Yeah.
But I tend not to use those because they've got quite a thick shaft and they make holes in the blocks. So,
and if you make a hole in your felt, can you steam the hole closed again afterwards, or does it not?
Yes, you can. If you've got a pinhole.
Yeah, I don't mean a vast hole, but I just meant little pinholes. If you suddenly I can see those.
Yeah, you can with your fingernail or a brush.
And once the hat is made, say you made that purple hat and then you threw it in the wardrobe and you got it the next season, next summer, whatever, and it's all. Can you put it back on the block and re-steam it?
Yes, if the moths haven't had it.
Okay, because it's wool, of course. Right, we're going to run out of time. It's going so quickly. Can you just talk about that one? Because that one's... Oh, don't worry, that's my fault.
Sorry about that.
No, don't worry. Hannah put me in charge of putting that away this morning and I hid it under the hat. What's that then? I've never seen a hat quite like that before.
Right, well, this is just a cap, which, again, is done on this crown block,
Yes.
you can see. So that's the crown block. And then what I've done is I've cut it I've got it shorter to make it more cap shaped. And then what I've taken off from the felt is I've put it on my trusted salad bowl and blocked a piece round to create the peak.
Oh, I see.
And then and made a sort of, you also have to go up onto there to create a place that you can sew.
I was going to say, how have you stitched? So
Yes.
is it stitched on behind that ribbon? then?
Yes. Oh, well, you can't see
No,
this
'cause
because
it's
it's
lined,
lined, but there is a piece there that goes with that goes up there.
Yeah, so you don't just cut it off
No,
edge to
no,
edge. You cut
no.
it with a seam allowance to go up
Yes,
inside.
that's right.
And you just hand whip it on then. How's it stitched on?
Yeah, just stitched on.
I'd be frightened that somebody picked up by the peak and the peak came off in the hand.
Oh, no, it hasn't.
That's fascinating. I'm afraid we've run out of time. You go all this way, and that's the half an hour completely gone. I could talk to you for ages because it's so fascinating. So this, if you want to get the book, it is a UK exclusive, brand new today. Brand new today because it's the first time it's been seen in the UK. Bobbi Heath's first book, Felt Hats. It's now you see, this is what I never understand. Years and years and years of experience, and it's $9.99. You know what I mean? It's like an hour of your time would cost more than $9.99, but everything you need to know is in there. Now, if you've got any questions, you can email Hannah about stockists, about anything you need to know, which we can forward on to you if that's all right.
Yes, absolutely.
And we'll pass them all on. And you might be thinking, I need to know a little bit more before I buy the book, or I need to know a bit more before I buy a block, or where do I go to buy a block? All I can tell you is the salad bowl was from IKEA. How long ago did you buy it from IKEA though? Because they changed.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, you see, that's the problem. They might
yeah.
still have it.
Yes.
But basically, if they've got any questions, if you email them to Hannah, I'll give you the email address very quickly. It's studio@sewingstreet.com, and we will pass those on to Bobbi, and she's got a list of stockists where you can buy all of the accoutrements from. We just have the book here. Obviously, we don't do the felts and things like that. And I just want to say thank you so much for coming in. It's been absolutely fascinating. And when your next book, because you have to do an ascot one, don't you? And you have to do a fascinator one.
Oh, yes, I think
because
that's
the
right.
amount of our ladies who ask about fascinators all the time.
All right, yes.
So,
I think it's in the pipeline.
perfect. You don't have to say anything, but I can ring James at Search Press and I'll find out. Okay, we're going for a very, very quick break now, just while we get the hats off and bring some of the next items in. Thank you so much for coming in, and I'll see you in about 2 minutes from now.
We know that shopping online can be a confusing and sometimes daunting task, and sometimes all you want to do is talk to a human being. Well, our family-run customer service team are on call 24/7. They're full of friendly, warm-hearted individuals, all trained to make your shopping experience as easy and as enjoyable as possible. And not only will they take your order, they will also help and guide you on your shopping journey, so you never miss out.
In need of a crafting fix? There are so many ways you can watch Sewing Street and Yarn Lane. Sewing Street is live from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. every day on Freeview 72 and Sky 670. Alternatively, if you want to watch us on a tablet or on the move, you can tune in on our YouTube channel, the Sewing Street app, or the websites at www.sewingstreet.com and www.yarnlane.com. You can watch past shows on Sky 670 from 1 p.m. every day, as well as our YouTube channel, the app, and our website. Yarn Lane is on from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Visit our programme guide to find out when and what's on. So you never have to spend a minute without us.
Keep up to date with what's on Sewing Street and Yarn Lane, as well as all the latest news and special offers by signing up to our email newsletters. For Sewing Street, head on over to www.sewingstreet.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, type in your email address, click the envelope, and you're done. It's exactly the same for Yarn Lane. Head on over to www.yarnlane.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, type in your email address, click the envelope, and that's it. You are now subscribed to both Sewing Street's and Yarn Lane's email newsletters, so you'll never miss out on the latest news and special offers ever again.
Missed the live show? Don't worry, we recorded it for you. Never miss out on your favourite presenters, guests and makes ever again. Head on over to our YouTube pages to watch back the day's live show and enjoy your favourite demos over and over again. We also have lots of great content exclusive to our YouTube pages, such as product demonstrations, troubleshooting videos, and so much more. Subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you never miss a show or video ever again. If you're a Sewing Street or Yarn Lane customer, no matter how many times you check out in one day, you will only pay one postage and packaging. So don't wait to add the item you want to your basket and check out. You will only pay one P&P even if you check out multiple times in one day.
Follow Sewing Street and Yarn Lane on Facebook and Instagram to keep up to date with what's coming up on the show, as well as being the first to know about our amazing offers. Get involved with our competitions that are exclusive to social media. And pick up some top tips from us too.
Have you heard about all of the different ways you can shop with Sewing Street and Yarn Lane? You can either shop on our websites, sewingstreet.com and yarnlane.com. You can also order by phone by calling our friendly UK customer service team. For Sewing Street, call 0800 001 4433, and for Yarn Lane, call 0800 4700 600. And don't forget about the Sewing Street app. Here you can shop all of the Sewing Street products as well as watch the live shows from anywhere. You can download the app onto your smartphone or your tablet by simply searching Sewing Street in your app store. And one final thing, no matter how many times you check out on Sewing Street or Yarn Lane in one day, you will only pay one postage and packaging. Happy shopping!
Are you a fan of Sewing Street and Yarn Lane? Why not join our growing Facebook fans pages? Just search Sewing Street Fans and Yarn Lane TV Fans on Facebook and click Join Group. It's that simple. Never miss out on the latest news and updates from our presenters and guest designers, special offers and plenty of chat with your fellow fans. Share photos of your makes, ask for advice, interact with your favourite guests and presenters and be a part of the ever-growing sewing and yarn community. See you there!
Keep up to date with what's on Sewing Street and Yarn Lane, as well as all the latest news and special offers by signing up to our email newsletters. For Sewing Street, head on over to www.sewingstreet.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, type in your email address, click the envelope, and you're done. It's exactly the same for Yarn Lane. Head on over to www.yarnlane.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, type in your email address, click the envelope, and that's it. You are now subscribed to both Sewing Street's and Yarn Lane's email newsletters, so you'll never miss out on the latest news and special offers ever again. We know that shopping online can be a confusing and sometimes daunting task, and sometimes all you want to do is talk to a human being. Well, our family-run customer service team are on call 24/7. They're full of friendly, warm-hearted individuals, all trained to make your shopping experience as easy and as enjoyable as possible. And not only will they take your order, they will also help and guide you on your shopping journey, so you never miss out.
How do you fancy a bundle of 21.5 metres of fabric? I know. It's all here. Normally we'd spread it all out, but we've only got 20 minutes. I've got loads to show you. So, look, split pay. So I need to look at the screen here. I'm ever so sorry. But it is 140, split pay. There we go. 3 payments of $49.99. 3 payments of 21.5 metres of fabric. Now, with split pay, we send it out as soon as the first payment's gone through. So as soon as the first payment goes through at midnight tonight, this will be placed in order, and then you pay another one, $49.99 in a month's time, and $49.99 in a month's time. Then it's all paid for. You won't have used it by then, will you? Of course. So let me just take you through it, right? So these are all half metres. So can we go upstairs? There we go. I'm not going to name them because there's too many. Half metre. But you get half metre of all of these, right? All the different blues. There was a teal there. I mean, how fantastic would this be to have in your stash? Then we've gone on to the black. Then we've gone on to like a biscuit. Then we've got the green. Or they've gone a bit out of order here. Then we've got olive. I'd call that one olive. Then we've got the mushroom. Then we've got a grey. Misty blue. Oh, actually, whoever, if the person's watching, the lady who's watching, saying she wanted misty blue, wants a different blue, this would be a good time to pick your blue from this show, wouldn't it? Then we've got, you see, look, gorgeous lilac and lavenders and purples and dark magenta. We've got the rose, we've got the blush, we've got the fuchsia. Now, I'm not sure, I think that's pomegranate, that's raspberry. Then we've got scarlet, and we've got... That's not hot tomato. I'm not quite sure what that one's called, but we've got hot tomato, we've got orange, we've got gold, we've got sunshine yellow. Look at all of those. Paprika, it was paprika. There you go. All those. That's not all of it. That's not all of it. They're the half meters, right? Then you get a meter of each of these. So you get the pale grey, like I call that dove grey. It's not called dove grey. Metre of that. You get a metre of the sapphire. You get a metre of the navy. You get a metre of the white. You get a metre of the cream. You get a metre of the... That's not school grey, is it? That's... And you get a metre of the cream. So all of those, you get a metre of those. And all of these, you get half a metre of these. Look at all those gorgeous colours. 21.5 metres in total. Aren't they beautiful? For your stash, for your cupboard. Imagine. Now, this is quite hefty. Still only pay $3.95 post and packaging. And if you've already come in and bought something already, that should post and packaging covered. This comes in a box. Comes in a big box. Look. Oh, look. Somebody had fun scrunching all those up, but then got bored with the purple one. Got a FIFO review for this. Here we go. Fantastic array of beautiful quality fabric. Looks amazing in the cupboard. Yes, who's it from? Sarah in Essex. It's not meant to stay in your cupboard. Having said that, I've got in the corner of my office workroom, I've got a big Indian chest, like wardrobe cupboard. The whole of the top shelf is crammed with coloured fabric. I love it, and I haven't touched any of it. It's beautiful, isn't it? I'll put that shot there. $149.99. You get 21.5 metres of fabric. Hello? And you could get it on split pay. 3 payments of $49.99. Now remember, split pay, you are not charged any interest whatsoever at all. It's just the price cut in 3. And if you don't want split pay, you don't have to take split pay. When you come to sign out, check out, there's a thing on the right-hand side that comes up saying, do I want split pay? Do I just want to pay it in one go? Hannah's got an important question. Hannah said, would the payment come out the same day next month? I don't know. Oh, I thought you were going to give me the answer. Yeah, it does. Of course it does. Yeah, so what date is it? 31st. Oh, but there isn't a 31st of the next month. Last day of the month, yes. Since the last day of March, invoice day today. So you get paid last day of the month. No, you won't get paid. You'll pay today's at midnight tonight. Oh, it'll be the 1st, actually, because it will go through tonight. So you know when it's going to come out. It won't come out random. So let's say 1st of April, 1st of May, 1st of June. And that'd be good for Hannah because she gets paid on the 30th of last day of every month. So that'd be perfect for her. I know, isn't it brilliant? Jill, on my bottom. I keep putting my head in the shot. I bought this last time. It's amazing and out of my cupboard. Does it say out of my cupboard? It's great having such a variety. And what? Oh, in and out of my cupboard. I really wish Elliot to get this screen fitted over here so I don't have to keep going like this to read the things. Like that. Oh, hang on, I've got a message. I've got a message on here now. Oh, look, the FPP gem quilt needs subtle tones, and they're here. They all are at your fingertips, says Julie. Aren't they, Julie? What did you say, single figures? Single figures on that one now. Oh, no, we don't make these all the time because how many times does Hannah say, oh, we need that pale blue, oh, it's out of stock, oh, we need this, out of stock. These are all here, ready to go, but only single figures now. And Vic still hasn't had her baby, just so you know. Don't know what that's got to do with fabric or first of the month, but... Oh, she just texted saying, no, baby. No, of course it's coming tomorrow. Tomorrow morning it's coming. Okay, now if you don't want the big bundle, which I would, I'd love it, but obviously, let me just put that there. I've got a little bundle. No, I didn't mean it like that. Right, here we go. 1/2 metre of the yellow, 1/2 metre of the orange, 1/2 metre of the raspberry, 1/2 metre of that one, 1/2 metre of emerald, 1/2 metre of scarlet, 1/2 metre of purple. What's the blue? I never can remember that one. It's not marine. It's not marine. It's definitely not marine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3.5 metres of fabric there. $23.99. $23.99. Hang on, we're just checking for the blue. So you get purple, scarlet, emerald, raspberry, orange, sunshine yellow, and it's not marine. Oh, it is marine. So Hannah believed me again. It's not marine, it's not marine. So she was looking up and down the list going, where marine? It is marine. Oh, no. The photo on the web, if you're looking on the web, it's missing one of the colours. Which colour is it missing? Oh, honestly. Richard of York. No, that's not York. Richard of York gained battle in vain. Right, well, I'll do it that way around. Anyways, we make a lovely rainbow quilt, wouldn't it? You do get the orange, it's just not in the picture on the website. 7 fabrics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What was that, playing the piano, that? I can't play the piano. I really don't understand. You see, in my brain, I can't see a sheet of music with all those on it and work out what the tune is. Can't do that. I don't have any talents. Don't have any talents. So what were the cakes like that Wendy brought in? Wendy hated it. Hannah loved it. But if it had sugar in, Hannah would love it. And you not had one, Emma? Oh, yeah. Hannah's only having one, she says. Well, unless Bobbi took one when she left, right? How many are in the packet? Okay. $23.99 for this lovely bundle. I could do the Labour of Love book. It's obviously American because it's spelled Labour the American way. Vix isn't in Labour yet, no? Labour of Love. Right, so these are scrappy quilts at the heart of the home. This is brand new, isn't it, today? Brand spank. $15.99. Beautiful. Let's have a look. Oh, it's all about scrap. Well, you say scraps, but you could use any of these bundles to make, couldn't you? Oh, look at the quilting on that. This is Whimsical Stars. No, it's Whimsy Stars. Now, why have you got a sewing machine next to your bed? Is it what? Oh, it's fake. It's an ornament, like the camera's an ornament. Oh, there's lots of... Oh, there, no, maybe it isn't. Maybe it isn't, look. No, it's not. Look, there it is close up. She's quilting in bed. Is Sherry L. McConnell of A Quilting Life. Scrappy Dresden's now Sally Ann Harrison. She does one like that, exactly like that, doesn't she? Farmhouse Garden. Now that's unusual, isn't it? 'Cause it's just monochrome, that one. It doesn't have to be. Obviously, you choose the colours. You see, I'd want that in all the colours that we had in that big bundle. Sherbet and cream. Oh, what? That's nice. She's obviously got a long arm quilter because the quilting's very good, isn't it? Family tree as a cushion. Then we've got cottage charm. Not too keen on those colours personally. Oh, nice big slab of cake there, though. My garden does look like that, but I haven't got high trees because I've just got fields and everything behind me like that. Oh, look! Oh, that's a lovely idea. Oh, put scented herb grass in there. Be lovely. I'm going to take a picture of that and show it to Danny, my gardener. Because I need to relay my patio, but I could use the slabs I've got and do it like that. Anyway, let's move on. Window box. Oh, they're Granny's garden. No, what are they called? Grandma's gardens, those, aren't they? Yeah. Harmony. Harmony. Laguna. Oh, I love it. Laguna Beach in San Diego. That's a log cabin anyway, look. Oh, yeah, log cabin. Look. Anyway, garden path. Garden path. And then we've got sunshine on a rainy day. All right. Sorbet. You see, I like the idea of this, but I don't know what you use it for apart from displaying things. Oh, you've got blankets in your room. Wouldn't it fall over? Oh, you got ones that secure to the wall. Okay. Oh, there she is. Sherry L. McConnell. I was not going to be a quilter, she says. My grandmother was a quilter, and she cut up perfectly good fabrics to sew them back together again. Gorgeous little bit. Brand new today. Now I've got Annie's... Oh, what? Annie's quilting. Now, which one is it? That's Annie's sewing. It's not Annie's quilting, it's Annie's sewing, this one. Now, this is brand new. Whenever we bring you an Annie's book, whether it be quilting or sewing, flies out the door. Or crochet. Yeah, there's a crochet one as well. That's not Annie, is it? No, that's Stephanie. Brand new today. Oh, look, patchwork baskets. So you make your patchwork and then you make it into a basket. Just checking. A picture. She's obviously put, look, in this one, she's put a rotary cutter in her threads, right? In this one, she's put a seam gauge in her thread. Quilted drawstring bag. Oh, you see, I don't understand these. Why would you make things to look like food? I'd want to eat them. Wool felt donuts decorated with sprinkles and glaze. Oh, look, birds of a feather pin cushions. They're all different. They're all by different designers. Look, sorry, I didn't say that. Oh, no, that one's designed by Chris Malone. They're all going to be designed by Chris Malone now, I've said that. Oh, no, Kathleen Burlew. These are Chris Malone again. They're not on wheels, are they? They're bobbin cotton thingies. Oh. Okay, template there. Then you got pin cushion mug topper. I've never seen a mug topper before. Wow. It's a pin cushion though. Hang on. No, I don't think I'd want a cup of tea with pins above it. Anyway, armchair sewing organiser. That's like an antimacassar look on the arm. This is what I used to say my mum and dad had these with ashtrays in them. We've got that fabric, haven't we? Sleepy turtle pin cushion. That's EPP, look. Kathleen Burlew. Nice. Yeah, you got your templates and everything, look. That's your turtle. Flowers on vine. I like this here. What's this? Fabric bowl and pan. Oh no, they're bowl and pan covers made of fabric. I was going to say, what would a fabric bowl be? Look, I like that. Not sure I like the wooden fork though. Have your cake and eat it too, Hannah. That looks nice, doesn't it? That looks really... All the templates you need. Pot holders, Hannah. Safe fingers pot holders as well. Not just your straightforward run-of-the-mill pot holders. With all the templates. Insulated beverage cozy. Keep your hot or cold beverage... No, not beers. Keep your hot or cold beverages just right by using this quick-to-make cozy for bottles or cans. But wouldn't that make your Coca-Cola or any other fizzy drink warm? Rose twirl. Is there insole bright in between? Rose twirl. Spring delight. Oh, Eden the elephant. I've got an elephant over... Oh, it's gone. The elephants have left the building. Bookmarkers. Cute. Little hedgehog plant pot. Handy zipper bag. Oh! Wendy Orlando, yeah. That's a nice book, isn't it? How much is it? $8.99. They're such good value, aren't they? Quarter of stock's gone into baskets already. There's 25 projects there for $8.99. I've got two Annie's quilting books here while you're at it. Oh, look, the hour's up already. Finished. Quilting for the home with Annie's Quilters. This got 11 projects in this one for $8.99. Oh, I'm limited on this one, so if you want this one, you need to be quick. Nifty napkins, basket, take off table runner, cherry marmalade topper. Oh, I know this one actually. Maple leaf camp cushion. It is quite camp, isn't it? Star pillows. We like that one. We've got, now, somebody's made this one, haven't they? Or was it at Sandquarter this one was made? Oh, here, I must have watched that then. It's about to sell out, this book, I'm afraid. What else is in here? Oh, there's all your templates. Magic carpet lap quilt. It doesn't fly, just so you know. True blue. Dandelion fluff. It's not the same as belly button fluff, I know. Village star. It's nice, isn't it? Gorgeous. Quilting for the home. That's about to sell out, just so you know. Very quickly, the last Annie. Oh, I like this one. This is big block quilts. 10 projects with big impact from Annie's Quilting. $8.99 again. Fantastic price. Look, whimsical medallion. You see now, yesterday's fabrics would look amazing in that, wouldn't they? Then we've got this one, Monkey Business. Then we've got this one, Medal Ribbon. Asian Delight. Pebble Beach. That's nice, isn't it? Grosse Point Park. It's pretty, isn't it, that one? It's only on a single bed, that, though, Hannah. You'd have to do 2 of those panels. I know what you could do. You could do one in pink and one in blue, Hannah. Yes. There's the template. Raw edge fusible applique with all the templates that you need. Oh, I like that one better. That's nice. Peach Punch. Peach Punch. Twilight. What? 3 shades of green table topper. You see, I don't mind a table topper. It's just a table runner that I don't like. It's nice that you can make that into a little lap quilt, that one. And then Fresh Air bed runner. muffin and black coffee for your breakfast. And a succulent. Why would you put a succulent? Oh, because he hadn't bought her flowers. So he thought, I'll just put that succulent on the tray there. $8.99. Beautiful. I've got to go now, look. Wendy Orlando's waiting to come on. Right, I just need to remind you about the big bundle of fabric, because we're really, really limited on that one now. 8 of these left, and then that's it. That's it. So all these colours you get half a metre of. All these colours you get 1 metre of. Total of 21.5 metres of fabric. $149.99. Split pay. It'll come down. There it is. $49.99 3 times. Right, Wendy Orlando's coming up next. Oh, she's making the bag behind me, isn't she? It's a Beth, there it is. It's a Beth Studley. Now, Hannah likes to call this a horseshoe bag. And when you see the pattern, the other day we were prepping, and it was only a little picture on the website, and I said, oh, well, we're making slippers with Wendy Orlando. Wait till you see the pattern. It looks like a pair of slippers. Anyway, I will see you with Wendy Orlando straight after this break.
If you're a Sewing Street or Yarn Lane customer, no matter how many times you check out in one day, you will only pay 1 postage and packaging. So don't wait to add the item you want to your basket and check out. You will only pay 1 P&P even if you check out multiple times in one day.
Hello Sewing Street fans, let me introduce myself. My name is Clive, I live in Kenilworth in Warwickshire. I currently run a business in Kenilworth and that's doing alterations on people's clothing. So I really enjoy kind of providing that service for the local community. My sewing journey first began when my grandmother gave me a hand crank sewing machine and from there I was fascinated about how things were put together to the point where I used to make clothing for my favourite toys out of toilet tissue. I've also kind of studied fashion design at Epsom University in Surrey, so I've kind of gained knowledge along the way of different aspects of sewing, like pattern cutting. So yeah, that's a little bit about my sewing journey. My number 1 sewing tip is don't give up. Sometimes you'll get frustrated and you're angry with yourself, but really just put it to one side and take half an hour, go and have a cup of tea and a biscuit, and then come back to it, and then you'll kind of like have a fresh mind to start again. The positive happiness that comes from that is just amazing. So please don't give up, keep on sewing. My claim to fame? Well, if you've been watching, you've probably heard my name mentioned on Sewing Street several times. My husband is Mark Francis from the Sewing Bee, the Great British Sewing Bee. So that's number 1 claim to fame. My second claim to fame is I had Adele, the beautiful, beautiful tones of Adele singing for me when I was a barman back in the day. It was just amazing to have her sing to me at my bar. So yeah, and also I've met Prince Harry at a VIP party. Stay tuned on Sewing Street and you'll see me very soon. I hope it all goes well, fingers crossed.
Keep up to date with what's on Sewing Street and Yarn Lane, as well as all the latest news and special offers by signing up to our email newsletters. For Sewing Street, head on over to www.sewingstreet.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, type in your email address, click the envelope, and you're done. It's exactly the same for Yarn Lane. Head on over to www.yarnlane.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, type in your email address, click the envelope, and that's it. You are now subscribed to both Sewing Street's and Yarn Lane's email newsletters, so you'll never miss out on the latest news and special offers ever again.
Follow Sewing Street and Yarn Lane on Facebook and Instagram to keep up to date with what's coming up on the show, as well as being the first to know about our amazing offers. Get involved with our competitions that are exclusive to social media. And pick up some top tips from us too.
Keep up to date with what's on Sewing Street and Yarn Lane, as well as all the latest news and special offers by signing up to our email newsletters. For Sewing Street, head on over to www.sewingstreet.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, type in your email address, click the envelope, and you're done. It's exactly the same for Yarn Lane. Head on over to www.yarnlane.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, type in your email address, click the envelope, and that's it. You are now subscribed to both Sewing Street's and Yarn Lane's email newsletters, so you'll never miss out on the latest news and special offers ever again.
Stuck for ideas for the perfect gift? Why not get them a gift card? You can buy Sewing Street and Yarn Lane gift cards loaded up with anything from £10 to £500. Shop our gift cards online at www.sewingstreet.com or www.yarnlane.com, or purchase them via our UK call centre on 0800 001 44 33.
Missed the live show? Don't worry, we recorded it for you. Never miss out on your favourite presenters, guests and makes ever again. Head on over to our YouTube pages to watch back the day's live show and enjoy your favourite demos over and over again. We also have lots of great content exclusive to our YouTube pages, such as product demonstrations, troubleshooting videos, and so much more. Subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you never miss a show or video ever again.
Yesterday, what did Hannah talk about all day yesterday? Oh, it's Holby City tonight. It's Holby City tonight. Oh, can't believe it's Holby City tonight. She just said, I missed Holby City last night. She forgot it was on. And why did you take your telly in the garden? Oh no, you weren't in the garden. You were outside outside the front, were you? Yeah. So what they do is Hannah lives in a row of about, is it 8 or 9 houses? Oh, 10 houses. Okay, I'm not going to say that. There's 10 houses, not 9. And they've got a big communal garden. So what they all do is they all come out and sit in front of their house. So so they can socialise. There's nobody else there. There's nobody opposite or anything like that. So they can socialise and talk to each other. But anyway, they're all sitting on their chairs outside their houses last night. So she missed Holby City. Right, have a look at Fiesta Bag. Have a look at this Fiesta Bag. It's lovely. Here's ours. Beautiful. So I have got, it's a Beth Studley pattern. Now, who unpacked this hour? Was it you, Emma? You always take Beth Studley's patterns out their bags, don't they, for some reason? All the others stay in their bags. Beth Studley's get taken out. Right, so for $27.99 in the bundle, you do get, are you ready? Pattern. Just coming in now. Just coming in. Now, can you see why I thought it was slippers? I still think it looks like slippers. When the picture's a thumbnail on the computer, they look like 2 slippers. Anyway, I love this. You get the 1/2 metre of the blue floral. Oh, is that 1/2 metre? Hang on. There you go. Normal, 44 inches wide. Normal there. It's a lovely, lovely fabric. Beautiful fabric. You get 1/2 metre of that. Yeah, that's a denim mixer, they call that. Hang on. It's a colour they're calling. It's 100% cotton, you know, like normal quilting weight cotton. Then you get the pale blue, 1/2 metre. Then you get, none of these got stickers on. White, 1/2 metre. Then you get a metre. You get a metre of that blue. Cadet blue. Right, and the instruction there. £27.99. Do you need anything else? Finished size is 10 by 10 by 4. Experience level. Love from Beth, it is. It normally says, here you go, fabric requirements. Oh, no. Oh, a piping cord, D-rings and slider buckles if you want them, if you're going to put them on. No mention of any, what am I trying to say? Interfacing. No mention of any interfacing on there. Anyway, can I just show you in the pattern? You get everything, right? So there's the instructions. Thorough instructions. There is some foundation paper piecing, if you so wish. Oh my word. Hang on. There's the Fiesta Bag. That foundation paper piecing, all those little squares. Wow. Outer layer. Main body bag. All the patterns are there. Personal use only. Okay, so you got everything there, plus your fabric for $27.99. That's the blue one that you can see made there. The one you're going to see demonstrated. Oh, I love this fabric. The other day, Julie Kelly made the dresses out of that lovely book, didn't she, out of this fabric. I thought you sold out. They'd obviously put some to one side for this bat. Right, now, personally, I think, well, Wendy will tell us when she comes to her, I think I would interface that fabric because it's quite a lightweight poplin. And I love it, but we'll ask Wendy when we come to it. So you get half a metre of that, you get half a metre of the apricot, or peach, half a metre of the magenta, half a metre of the yellow mixer, and then a metre of the paprika. And the pattern, £27.99. Pattern on its own, if you've got your own fabrics. Yours will come in a bag. Won't it, Emma? £6.50. £6.50. Now, I just think it's funny you always unpack the Beth Studleys, but all the others are... No, that wouldn't be there if that was the case. £6.50. Love from Beth. So I'm not quite sure why we called it Love from Beth's on the... Unless we're going to write Studley and ran out of letters. £6.50 her patterns are. Brilliant value for money. Okay, so shall I show you anything else? Now, I've only got the gold hardware available today. So I've got the slide buckle. Okay, I haven't got any piper cord. I've given it to Wendy. Wendy's modelling it now. Oh, okay, we haven't got the slide. We'll put the slide buckle through later. And I've got the quarter-inch rulers. I don't know why I said half-inch then. This is the one where you get both, which is really good value for money. So you get the 6-inch and the 12-inch. There's you add a quarter-inch there where you've got the ridge. And then you've got the one where you can fold the pattern over on that side. 6-inch and 12-inch. £24.99. Okay, I think I'll let Wendy get on, and then I can always interrupt and do bundles and other things later. So, handbag maker.
Oh, I'm loving the look, actually. I'm loving the look.
Well, it's really weird, right? Because I had a...
No, please, no.
Oh, okay. Somebody said just they want to see me back with my hairbands on.
The glasses look like... I like your hair long, though. You see,
No, I like it longer, but it needs to be...
Yeah, it needs to be...
April the 19th is going to be cut, don't worry.
Oh, my goodness, that's the day I'm having mine. All done, so I won't be
9 o'clock.
Oh, I don't know what time.
Apparently I'm too big on the screen. I've got to be made smaller.
That's rude. They started on you now, John.
No, not... I'm
Mind
too
you,
big. The box is too big.
It's a long time coming.
Anyway, carry on.
I love this bag. Absolutely love it. Yes, it is a foundation paper piecing bag, ultimately, because you've got that front flap. But if you don't want to do it foundation paper piecing, you don't have to. Now, I love it. Now, what I was actually thinking, though, is how about, because I love the shape. Yeah. I just love the shape. And I've done mine really long, so it hangs nice and low. How about, if you're thinking about foundation paper piecing, but not quite there yet, make it without, because you've just got an amazing bag. And then when you feel a little bit more confident, just have a go.
Of course.
But what I'm going to do is I don't call it cheating. I call it this artistic my artistic flair on it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do every single piece foundation paper piecing.
Right, so take us through the actual bag of what's foundation paper piece and then tell us what you can do
instead. The front
instead.
flap here is all these little bits here are foundation paper piecing.
Right.
So there's about 150 of them.
Okay.
So it is quite it's quite time consuming, but I love that because I can just do a strip at a time.
The thing is, if you love it, it's a perfect, but then if you want to make up a quick bag because you're going out later or tomorrow morning or something, then you don't have to do the foundation
paper. You don't have to at all. Yeah. You don't have to do all the foundation paper.
Okay, so is that the only foundation paper piecing on the whole bag?
That is it.
Okay.
So you actually have the bag and and then the back. Now this one, I've just done a really simple quilting to it.
Yeah.
I've just done diagonal lines. But you'll see in a moment, I'm hoping you'll be impressed, John. I wanted to impress you.
Okay,
Look
you
what
always
I've
impress
done.
me.
Ah, look what I've done. Free motioned.
You
I've
feeling
had a
emotional?
No, I'm not feeling emotional. I've free motioned.
Oh. Hang on, I'm sure then. Hang on, so it's quilted, right? Mm-hmm. Out of fabric, out of fabric. Oh, wadding, I missed it there.
It says to
There is
use
wadding you need
a
as well.
medium weight
Yeah,
wadding.
yeah.
This is quite, I've used the craft wadding because that's what I was sent.
Yeah.
So I did as my told for
Okay,
once.
yeah.
And to me, it's enough for me personally.
Okay.
But if you wanted it a little bit stiffer,
Yeah.
then just go for a heavier weight.
Okay.
But I think it's quite nice. So I don't like a weighty bag.
Would H640 be all right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. In fact, out of choice, I would have used H640,
Okay.
but I had the craft and it works fine. The only thing that you'll find with the craft wadding is the more you free motion or quilt it, it gets really flat. Whereas with the H640, it stays a little bit more buoyant, but that's the only thing. Yeah. And then actually what I did, which I've never done before, is I did random and not random, so I drew the lines on and then followed them.
Oh,
but
okay.
that's for a moment, so I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yes.
But I just wanted to say that you don't need to do all of it, foundation paper piecing. And so what we're going to do today is I'm just going to do this outer band as foundation paper piecing.
Okay, so how did you know what to cut and put together?
Now this is brilliant. I love Beth's instructions because she's really, really thorough. So the reason you've probably had these ones opened is because they look like they're a little A5 booklet, but actually they're not. They're A4 sheets when you get them out.
I was thinking that
Oh,
far
okay.
ahead.
So I was trying to stick up for Emma then, wasn't I? Yeah. So all the instructions in here are they're really, really thorough, which is what I love. And lots of pictures again. It's no good getting to the end and finding it doesn't look like it should look. Mm-hmm. But then what you get at the back of them are your templates.
Right.
Now, I will just mention a couple of things. First of all, that it says to cut outside the solid, to cut on the outside solid line. Personally, I would cut a little bit beyond that, and you'll see why in a moment. Okay. That's the first thing. And secondly, when you cut out, if I can find it, I don't know where I've put it now, it should be in there. This one here, this little bit here, it's a top shaper. It doesn't feature in anywhere other than being a top shaper. So you don't cut anything out of it independently.
Right.
It's used to shape the top of your bag.
Right.
So don't cut that out of fabric.
Right.
And I've done it on a little bit stiffer card. The one thing I forgot, if people have them as well, I use the 404 because you're doing paper to fabric, and that was amazing there.
It's on the website, yeah.
Is it in stock? Because it just holds it in place for you.
I've got lots of that.
So don't cut anything out of fabric. It does tell you in the instructions, but I cut it out first, but that's fine. But then what I wanted to show you, so all you do, and again, I would just photocopy the original, keep the original as it is, and then just go back to it, because you will make this more than once. Mm-hmm. It is a beautiful bag to make. So the first inner layer, and if I can just show you on here, so we've got the inner layer here, that there, is actually... so many pieces to this.
That's what I mean. That's good value for money.
It is. It really is. So that inner piece is that piece there.
Okay, so they're the triangles, yeah.
That inner one, they all come in one piece, that one. And then you have this one here, right? It looked at first, if it was striped fabric, it isn't.
Right. Okay.
You make every single one of those.
Right.
So that one is this one here. Now, I would say it doesn't look it because there's 63 pieces in there. That's the easiest one to do.
Right.
That one is. And then you have this one, which is the third layer. But this one needs putting together first.
Yeah.
So you print it, I would copy it on the photocopier. This one would be really simple because you literally would just photocopy it.
Right.
You don't have to change the sizes or do anything to it. So I'm going to show you how to do that because sometimes very often we just get something and we're not sure how we're doing it. So we're just going to put these two pieces together. So obviously you need a left and a right. Mm-hmm. And then all I'm going to do is just cut.
Is that the photocopy or the real thing?
This is the photocopy.
Okay.
This is the photocopy.
I'm going. Paper scissors?
Yes. They weren't, but they
No.
are now because I
Okay.
used them when I shouldn't have done.
Right.
So all I'm going to do is cut along that dotted line. But the thing is, I'm not going to use any of this, so I'm only interested in the bit that's going to join together. And then I turn it over, and then what I do is, as you know, I'm a crafter, so I've always got this, but I like to use just a bit of tape on the other side, and then we take that off.
Oh, double-sided tape.
Double-sided sticky tape, so we take that off if it's going to come off, and then all we're going to do is place it exactly where it should go on this side. So now you've got your complete template.
Right.
Now what you would do, instead of cutting, and it says to cut on the outside line, just cut a little bit more than you need. And again, you'll see why in a moment when I do that. So you just cut all around it. Sorry, I thought you were going to ask me something then.
No?
Oh.
Maybe she means when she says cut on the line. Do you cut on that line when you finish off?
You're supposed to, but no, she actually says cut on the outside solid line. So, yeah. But a lot of people, personally, I should cut it. Personally, I don't, but with foundation paper piecing, I've found a lot of people do actually say cut on the outer line.
Right.
If you do that, you've got nowhere to go after. So I like to do it this way. So now I've got my template.
I was going to say, got your template.
I've got my template. In hindsight, what I have found, though, is that when you're doing foundation paper piecing, because this is a funny shape and you're moving it around all the time, it broke a couple of times. So what I would do is I would actually complete most of it before I then joined it together, so that you haven't got that flappy bit.
Oh, okay.
So I would do quite a bit of it first. Now, foundation paper piecing, as you know, I absolutely adore. I love it. Never did it before I came here. I love it. And it's simply, and you're going to question me on this now, simply a case of following numbers.
Where are the numbers?
There's no numbers.
Okay.
There is on the inner one. The inner two, there is.
Right.
And I kind of think that the logic there is by the time you get to the outer, you're going to know exactly what you're doing.
Right, okay.
So,
and also, it's not like you're not creating, like if you do like Jenny Smith's mouse, you have to do 14, then 15, then 16, otherwise it doesn't join together. Whereas this, it's obvious that you're just carrying on round the shape.
To your point there, you do have to just be continuous. You can't all of a sudden start at the top and go, I'll do the middle one.
No.
You have to, where you start at an end. But I'm going to show you that now. And
Right.
I have with me today the trusty light box.
Okay.
Now, every time I've shown how to do foundation paper piecing, I'm going, oh, but you'll see it at home, you'll see it, because I can see it here and no one can see it.
Right.
So here, you can see through. So, and you can, you can,
that.
brilliant. So that's with the drawn lines on, but now I'm going to turn it over to the blank side and you can still see those drawn lines.
Okay, this is the A4 Pure Light Ultra Thin A4 LED light box, £32.99. We do a bigger one. It's on the website if you want the big one.
Yes, so this is invaluable with this because they're really small pieces. So if you've got one of those, or if you can afford one, they are absolutely brilliant. And then all you do, and it does state in there again what size you need to cut. And a lot of people take the whole fabric with them and then cut it off as they're doing it. I find that pulls it about and drags it. So I tend to cut strips, and actually Beth does say to cut strips in there. So I'm just going to take two random pieces just for now, because I have made one, so this is just to show you the technique. And I'm not going to do all of it because it is quite considerable.
Rather than the rest of the bag to make as well.
Yes. And the reason I'm not focusing so much on the foundation paper piecing today is that I have shown it several times, quite comprehensively. So if you just probably
and you don't have to do it if you don't want to. You just follow the pattern. New blade. Oh, need the blade out.
You actually need to open it. See, I'm so conscious because, they're so sharp, and I make sure I tuck it away every time I finish, but then sometimes I lose myself and forget to open it. But as you know, that's my age. You know that, don't you? You know I'm old. Well, you keep telling me, so I believe it now. So then all we do... You do get a little bit wiser when you're older, though, don't you? There are some benefits to it. Getting older, isn't there?
What were we like before, then? This is you, the wiser version. That was Hannah said that, not me. That was Hannah fed me that line.
Did she really?
Yeah.
Hannah?
It's because she's eating chocolate. You missed her the other day. She had so much chocolate, she came and danced out here with her bra on. A gold sports bra.
We don't need to go there,
No,
do
you
we?
do. And then yesterday, we were chatting with the guest. Which guest was it? And Hannah had this top on. I said, Hannah, why are you wearing a crop top? And she'd hiked up her top and she was just standing like that. So her belly was
she a bit
all...
hot? She's probably
she
a
was
little
just
bit hot.
What? Anyway.
So foundation paper piecing is really simple. It's very logical once you get going. So you've got lines on one side of your piecing and plain on the other.
Okay.
And it really is, you need to sew where you can see. So that means you have to sew on this side because if you turn it over, you can't see it. And that means then that you need to piece your fabric on the other side. Now, it doesn't matter where you start. You need to start at one end. Don't start in the middle, but you need to start at one of the ends. But by the time you've got to number 3, you'll have done 1 and 2 anyway, so you'll know what you're doing. Yeah. And then you'll see on here, you've got your triangles, and this is the foundation paper piecing. And then you've got this little area around the outside here. That is your seam allowance.
Right.
And that's why we don't cut right up to it, because it just gives us a bit of wiggle room. So the first thing I'm going to do is, and you can, if you want to, just number these. If you're not sure, just number them. So I'm going to start with the first one right at the top here, and I'm going to turn over, and then, as I say, I can see it, so I'm going to show you on the light box now, but I can see it, but it makes life so much easier with a light box.
Hang on, we'll just go to that. Hang on, there you go. Right, okay.
So I'm working on this one here. So it covers all of this area with my seam allowance, and then there's a little line here. I don't know if Emma can come into that one.
Come on, Emma.
That line there, oh, she's coming. She's good, isn't she? She is good. So that line there is going to be what I need to sew to then add this piece on. Okay, so the first piece always goes down right side up. That's the only piece in the whole of this that goes right side up. And I want to lay it down 1/4 inch over that. Now I can really see that really easily. I think we can just about, if I pull that back, you can see that line here.
Yeah.
And then I've just gone over 1/4 inch.
Okay.
So that
grain doesn't matter so much then, does it, in this?
No. The pieces are so tiny that no, it doesn't really matter. And the whole point of foundation paper piecing is to use your scraps up. So all I'm going to do is I like to put a bit of glue on the first and the last one. So I'm laying that back down, and then I'm going to then put another colour for the next one. So you want to put right sides together. Now this is the right side, I can see it, but it doesn't really matter because they look the same both sides. And then you place it up here. But what you want to do is make sure that when you fold it back, it's going to cover that little area. Now, these are really tiny pieces, so providing you get a good thing. And the general rule is, if you're doing the triangle up the top, then you need to favour the material down here and then vice versa. Okay. So all I'm going to do, and I'm going to put a bit of glue like that, and I'm just going to... I don't like to pin because it distorts the paper, so I like to glue. And then I'm going to turn it over, and all I'm now going to do is sew down this line. Now I'm going to start from outside the seam allowance, and I'm going to finish sorry, a bit of fluff following me, and outside the seam allowance. And that just means that when I cut it, I'm going to have nice stable ends. And I'm going to change it, my stitch length to, I like to do a 1.2 for this one.
Oh, that's small.
Oh, it is small, yes. You can do...
Well, no, I mean, most people will go to a 1.8, wouldn't they? 1.2 is very small.
The reason is because you want to be able to tear the paper away, and the more your needle can go down within that line, the more perforations you're going to get. So then I'm going to sew from outside. We want a centre stitch rather than a 1/4 inch stitch, so I'm going to take that right down. Some even do 1, or some do 1.4. It's really up to you.
Shelley says, I use a light box all the time when I'm doing FPP. And Stuart says, morning John and Wendy, I finally got to the shop after tyre issues. Now cleaning the shop with both of you on the telly.
Oh, good morning. So I've gone a little bit more than I need to. So I've sewn from outside the seam allowance to outside the seam allowance. Now, the only bad thing that does mean is I'm now going to do, I've sewn this bit, I've made that bit, but it's not there at the moment because I need to iron it back. So I turn it over and iron this back. And you don't want to put any pressure on this. You want to let
the fabric fall naturally.
Yeah.
And you could see then this is just doing its own thing. So you do have to be a little bit careful with that.
Okay.
I'm not watching them. Now the only problem with doing what I did over the line, it means when I come to do the next piece, all this is sewn.
Right.
But it's not an issue, because all we're going to do is we're going to just rip that away from the paper up until where I need to fold it in there. So, and you literally just follow the lines down.
So we haven't cut anything off yet? You still
Not yet, not yet. So I now need to get this seam ready. Now these are mine, John. I didn't mean it like that. I had one of these that wasn't the tapered version. It must have been a very, very old version. So I now don't need that really expensive little piece of cardboard, because I can use this.
Yeah.
So I'm just folding back. Doesn't matter if some of it comes off. You want to keep as much as possible if you can. So I'm folding it back, and then I'm transferring, tipping the ruler over. So now I've got my quarter, and if you can hear it, it stops on that paper. So I'm just going to cut away, and then I know that once I've got past here, then I'm safe to cut it off. Now what I have found is if you cut it off straight, like that, it gives you a straight edge for your next piece. It is a little bit more wasteful, but you need a straight edge when you start. And so then so now we've got both the pieces. And I'll do one more just to show you. Right, so now we need to turn it over, and it's all very much turning one way and then turning the other. And now we need to put the next piece. I'm just going to get rid of all those. So some people don't cut any of theirs off. They just let it to hang down and then cut it off after. So I'm going to put that to the edge. I'm going to put a little bit of glue. That's quite a big bit of glue that was, but that's fine. Oh, and I bought quite a few refills as well. Sorry, John. They went straight in my basket. Yeah, they went straight in my basket. So now we're going to sew down this line, and we're going to start. Well, I've lost that bit, but it's okay. I'm going to sew from out there to the other side, still with our 1.2. And that is it. That's all you do. So then you'll now see that when we put this one back and iron it, you've created that triangle. And then you just keep going and going and going. I don't really think we need to...
No, that's fine. And also, if people go to the Sewing Street YouTube, put in Wendy Orlando, a list will come up of the things you've done. You can tick on the ones you want to watch.
Because when you've done it all, you'll be left with this.
Different colourway.
Different colourway. That purple was too lovely not to use. I love that purple. Yeah. Now, I'll show you on this side, you will see that there is an awful lot of sellotape.
Right.
Now, that was... Sticky tape, yeah. That was because, it's my age, it was compromising the seams and falling apart because it's so thin. It's quite a small piece to work on with. So you just need to make sure that you keep it in its truest form until you've cut it.
So you sellotaped it after you stitched them?
When I stitched them and they were falling apart, I just put a little bit of sellotape and then it stitched and it fell apart. And what I don't want is for those seams to open, because if you compromise any of these down here, of course, when you go to cut it, it's not going to fit, is it? So I'm just going to, I'm not sure whether these scissors will do it because I don't want to ruin, because you are using paper. So you've got paper on there. And then all we do is we just cut along that line. And now you can see why we've just left a little bit each side, because we can cut it and it's true to the size of the template.
Apparently you can't hear that noise at home, so we're fine.
It's very loud today, isn't it?
I think they're having a bowling alley competition upstairs.
I think they must be. They're doing something up there. Right, these are probably the smallest scissors in history, but I don't think my bigger ones will cut through it.
Okay.
I don't want to use yours because they're not for that job, are they?
Oh, those you can use for all sorts of those there, don't worry.
I'll try. I don't think these ones are going to. Oh, it did. Right, because I'm going to add this one. I'm going to show you what to do.
Oh, okay.
this is going to be added to my next piece, but I wanted to make, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to use one of yours. You know, it is a considerable make.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, I'm assuming because it says it's for intermediate, isn't it?
No, advanced.
Oh, does it? Right, okay.
Experience.
Oh, okay. Now, I'm assuming it's because you've got piping, you've got curves, you've got really small pieces of foundation paper piecing, but the instructions are really good. And also, as I say, if you don't want to, you don't have to do foundation paper piecing. You can just make the front flap on its own. And then all we're going to do, we're just going to peel that away. Now I'm hoping, oh yeah, I was going to say, I'm hoping because I've put sellotape, it's all going to not make a mess everywhere, it's going to stay together. And I'm trying to rip the paper first before I rip the material because I don't want to compromise any of those seams.
I heard that rumble all the way over here in Dublin, says Louise.
Definitely was a rumble, wasn't it? Wasn't your tummy? No, you've had your strawberries, haven't you?
I've got my strawberries.
Oh, you've got
here.
your strawberries.
Got my strawberries here.
Oh, so you said you weren't going to tease me, so now you are.
What, with the strawberries?
Yeah, with the
You can have them
strawberries.
if you want, but you're not allowed to touch my bowl.
Exactly, so I can't have your strawberries, can I? They're one of my favourite summer fruits.
Are they?
Oh, and blackberries.
Yeah,
Oh, and
love
raspberries. Oh, I love them all. I just love food. I don't like aubergines. That's the only thing I don't like.
That's hardly a summer fruit.
Well, no, I know, but I just don't like them. Right. So now, but you can see that looked quite ugly until we cut it out, and it looks beautiful now, doesn't it? So, as you can see, I've kept my workspace really tidy, a bit like home from home. So now you can see that I haven't used foundation paper piecing for all of them. I've just used it for these. And all I did was, instead of doing the foundation paper piecing, obviously, I just used the templates to cut out the fabric. And that's all I did. And that's where the 404 really comes into its own, because I sprayed the piece of paper, laid it down on the fabric and cut it around. And don't worry, because you will get like a centre left. Use that for something else. Use it for other bits of foundation. Now, this is the bit that might think people, oh, I can't do this, when you're trying to fit two curves together. Is it concave and convex?
Yeah, concave is the one, like you're living in a cave, convex is the one outside.
Ah, right, so you've got a concave and a convex that you need to put together. So the best thing to do is actually lay them down how they are going to go, because that's what it's going to look like when it's finished. And then you just turn the outer one onto the inner one. Now, a top tip here is to find the centre of both pieces, and I'm just going to give it a press so that I know. And the same on this one. And give it a press. I've just realised you're going to Yarn Lane after, aren't you? So we'll be finishing a little bit earlier as well, won't we? Nothing like a bit of pressure there, is there? So I'm just going to put it down again, and I have to, and I've done this loads of times, so still always put it back down where it needs to go, and then I'm just going to turn right sides together. There we go, and place. I'm going to do the centre one. Now I find it actually better to place the outer band and have that uppermost. And then making sure it's not twisted, you place it at the end. Now it looks like you shouldn't place it at the end, because it's come down a bit, but
Right.
you do put it at the end. Oh, I'm not liking this pin thing. They all, none of them match. Oh, do they?
Dear.
Oh, yes, I know.
There's a blue box of pins next to
It's
you.
fine, it's fine.
They're all identical, the ones in the little shaped box.
It's fine, it's fine.
What they call magic pins.
Oh, I've never used those.
Oh, they're there.
Oh. Now, when you're doing a concave convex, you need to make it fit. That's all I need to say. You just need to kind of, oh, I'm getting everything involved now. Just need to wiggle it around and make it fit. If it doesn't, then take them all out and start again. You might even need 2 or 3 goes to do this, but don't just think, oh, that'll do, because it won't. Because it won't look very nice when you sew it, when you iron it back. Well, they've all gone quiet up there now, haven't they? They must have gone for lunch.
No, they're still there. They've got taken their shoes, and they've got to take their shoes off now, because you can't wear shoes in a bowling alley, can you?
No. Well, those soft shoes. Or,
Yeah,
will you be
soft
able
shoes.
to though soon? Because I don't know. If they open back up.
Yeah, you won't be you won't to borrow shoes from each other.
exactly.
Even though things are open, we've still got to stay safe.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
socially distance.
Yeah. Life as we know it will be like this for quite a while, I think. But isn't it lovely now the sun's shining? Whoa.
Well, we're in here. We seem to be in here every time we send. And now we've got 2 days off, and we're thinking, the snow's on the way.
Yeah, sorry. It is, isn't it? But do you know what? The moon woke me up yesterday morning.
Did
At
it?
5 o'clock. Yeah, peering in through the window.
Did you not? Did you not close your curtains?
I never close my curtains.
Hannah's doing an impression of the moon now, going, Wendy, wake up. I'm sorry. She's
No,
had some
it
chocolate.
did do that.
Yes. Bernie's got a question. What type of wadding does Wendy use on her normal quilts, please? Oh, I had it here. She uses the 80-20.
That's the one.
The 80-20.
I love the 80-20. How did I tell you that before?
No, because when we got it, we were supposed to have wadding in that.
Oh,
but we
of
didn't
course,
do,
yes.
Quilting, so I didn't show it, but I knew I had it here.
Yeah, no, I absolutely. So I'm just rejigging it because it's.
But in
not
this
behaving.
bag, she's used the craft wadding.
I've used craft
but she
wadding.
would have used H640 on this bag had we sent her any.
Absolutely. H640 is my go-to because it's just so easy
Was
to
the
work
moon
with.
in the sky? Where else would it be, Stuart?
Yes, it was. It was 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, I see what you mean. Was in the sky because it was 5 o'clock. Yeah, because it's dark at 5 o'clock again now, isn't it? Because last week we came in, it was light when we drove in. Now the clocks have gone forward. It's dark again.
Now I've put it back to a normal stitch and a 1/4 inch seam.
Right.
So, because I remember for my foundation paper piece and I'd gone really tiddly, hadn't I? And I'm just removing my pins as I go. And then when you come to a bit that's like sticking up in the air, you just want to try and make it stay down flat. You might just need to stop and lift your foot and then just jiggle it around because you don't want any creases in here.
And she says jiggle, which means manipulate.
Did I say jiggle?
Yeah.
Manipulate's too clever for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's too clever.
Jiggle it around then.
Jiggle it around, jiggly wiggle it around. I often sometimes think the sillier things I say, the people are more likely to remember them. Most days, that is. Most days.
Well, the thought of you jiggling, they most of you do. The moon was so beautiful and bright. I don't have curtains, says Bernie.
Thank you. You made me feel like I need to pull. I've got curtains, but I just don't pull them.
Stuart was being naughty. He wondered if it was your husband mooning. Keep sewing, because you haven't got this on.
Oh dear. No, it's definitely the moon. Definitely. Yeah, it was the full moon in Libra, my star sign this time. Yeah.
I meant to get on with Librans.
Oh, what happened there then?
Yeah.
What are you then?
Gemini.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. There we go. You've got 2 sides to you, have you?
More than 2.
I'm going to get the big one out because my little blue one is probably not man enough
Mind
for
you,
the
they
job
used to
here.
say what they say. Gemini two-faced. If I was two-faced, do you think I'd chosen this one? If I had two faces, do you think I'd have chosen this one?
Did you say that to them as well? Right, so all we need to do now, and a top tip for this one, is just to leave it where it is and just go to the outside. Just let it fall naturally. And then you just press it out. Oh, that's really pretty, that colourway, isn't it?
Yeah.
When I saw the other day, because I knew obviously that I had this fabric earmarked for this, and when I saw that dress, I just thought, I've got that. There we go. So that's the outer, the flap done. Now, what you need to do now is you need to put wadding on this and you need to do piping, but I'm really
okay, conscious of time.
Conscious of the time. So I'm not going to make the flap. It's really self-explanatory in there, but I'm actually just going to show you how to make the piping.
Okay.
Now, I haven't got a zipper foot, have I? Have I got a zipper foot? Did I come prepared? Because you need a zipper foot for this one.
Yeah. If you're lucky enough to have a really high-end sewing machine, you'll get a piping foot as well. But we thought we'd sew it with a zipper foot today because a lot of us don't have piping feet.
Yes, it's amazing with a piping foot. I'd never had that before, so I was quite excited when I've done it. And you can see, look, I'm really messy today, aren't I?
What have you lost?
No, I haven't lost anything. I just feel really messy today.
Okay.
So the piping is not too thick, so it's easy to work with because you're actually only using 1-inch strips, which is quite thin.
Yeah.
Quite thin. Now, as you know, I have this little baby and it has a piping foot,
Yeah.
and I did a happy dance around my room yesterday. I bet you can imagine that, because I'd never used a piping foot before. And anyone that's got a piping foot will know my glee. But this is how I used to make it. So you've got your piping cord.
We'll just come in on that, Emma. There you go.
And I say this one isn't very thick, and it doesn't need to be thick. It's really just for decorative, I would say, for this one. And then all we're going to do, and we're going to encase it like that, and then we're going to sew down the side here.
Yeah.
So if you use your zipper foot, you can get nice and close. But what we don't want to do is get too close until the final seam is sewn. We're just putting it in its place here. So all I'm going to do is put them together. Now, I don't know, I mean, you've obviously done loads of piping over your time,
Oh, yeah,
haven't you?
definitely.
Do you have a little bit hanging out to hold on to?
Always.
Oh, you see, I've done it right then. I do listen to you.
I've never told you that.
Well, no, I could just know that you would do that. I just thought, in my mind, it was like, what would John tell me to do?
Well, you think if you think of all the period bodices I'll have made, and each seam will have been piped, each of the panels of the bodice will have been piped.
The one thing that put me off that was because, you know, like when you do cushions, it's really, really close, their piping. It's like, how do they do that? But it's just having the confidence to go close, isn't it? And you can do that with the zipper foot.
Well, also, if you think about it, when you're putting it into a bodice seam, you're sewing the seam at the same time as putting the binding in.
I am in awe because
It's funny, I'm in Redditch.
And then all you do is you just keep sewing down. And what I'm doing is...
And that's a bias strip, by the way, isn't it? You've got a bias strip. It has to be a bias strip.
And because you need to be able to get it round that curve. And what I'm doing is I'm just teasing the piping down to the centre, turning it over, and then sewing towards the edge. Now, I probably could have increased my stitch length, but if you sew towards the edge, and I can't say 1/4 of an inch seam. I did do 1/4 of an inch seams on this, but you want to make sure it's well out of the way of the next seam. If you think it might be in the way, just have matching thread, because then you can't see. And you can see here, it's not very pretty at the moment, because all this is doing is just keeping that piece of string encased in there. Then you put it on your actual you'll put it on your flap, you'll put it on your bag front and your bag back, and then you place it around the edge and you sew it. Now, what I did do again, I still stayed, I mimicked that line, because I just wanted to, you know me, I like to turn 2 pieces of fabric into one. So this is now 1 piece of fabric with the piping on. Next time, when I sew the 2 together, I would go much closer, and you'll fill that with your zipper foot. You'll fill that pipe and you go as close as you can without actually catching the pipe in, and then you're going to have a really amazing edge to your... And it's not difficult, you don't have to do it. If you don't want to pipe, don't pipe. This bag is literally going to be your own interpretation. Now, I know we're running out of time, but the only other thing that I want to show you is this little thing here that I said, don't cut it out of material. Because it is your gusset. So I've cut my gusset
So
out.
where on the bag is that then?
So this is round here.
Okay.
So that is like that. But if you'll see on here, and I make bags like these, and I love using this method as well, because if you can see, it's tapered. So it's bigger at the bottom than it is at the top, which then means you've got a nice big bottom, but you've got, and I'm not being personal there, but you've got a smaller opening, which I think for safety, it's safer, and you haven't got a great big gaping bit at the top. And I don't know if the eagle-eyed there, I actually did machine stitching in rows, because I just thought that looked really nice. So what you want to do with this one...
hang on, Anne, I don't know what that means. Do you have to use special piping cord, or can you use paracord? I don't know what paracord is. I've only ever bought piping cord.
Right.
Do you know?
No. Am I allowed to say something if we don't sell it?
Yeah.
I don't know where I've put it, but I do. I had some string. Now, as long as it's wound, it's like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Wound? I don't know what you call that.
That, when it's twisted. As long as it's twisted so you can undo it, it's got to be twisted. But the cord, that's probably going to be too thick, isn't it? The paracord, because isn't that quite thick?
I don't know what paracord is.
I think it's quite thick.
Oh, okay. I think you're better off buying, but it's only 5 millimeters, as long as it's 5 millimeters wide, because that's the width of the millimeters, the piping cord we were selling. 5mm wide. If it goes any wide, I mean, you can make piping cord on great big drapes. They use piping cord that's like really, really thick. But for this, you need 5mm.
And this particular one, I use both, and that was not a patch on this.
No.
So if it's still in stock, I would. Is it sold by the metre or per metre?
In the metre. So if you buy 3 metres, you get 3 bags of it with a metre in each.
That's brilliant. Yeah, you'll be able to. 3 of those will easily do
Yeah.
this, and you'll have a little bit left over.
Okay.
But every time I would always go what they recommend.
Okay,
So
right,
with the
so-
top shaper, we're
Yeah.
just going to put it at the top, and then we're going to cut round it. So I'm just going to.
Be careful if you're doing this with just cardboard. Yeah. Watch your fingers.
Absolutely.
So you just line it up with the top raw
With
edge.
the top raw edge.
And it's on both sides. I
So
take
for
it.
this side, so this side I'm actually going to draw, so you can do it either way. I would recommend, if you're a little bit unsteady with the rotary cutter, absolutely cut it rather than, so we're just going to do that. So I'm going to cut that down there. Now what I have done, which I found, I did it both ways, I've left this a little bit longer. This end is a little bit longer. So you would taper at both ends, but just for now I'm not going to taper this.
Right.
And then what I'm going to do, you put it on, it doesn't matter which is back or which is front, because they're both the same shape. And then you put it and line it up so you've got that tapered top edge at the top. Now, where to put pins? There they go. And I'm just going to quickly show you how to do this one. And then you would just pin it all the way round. Now you need to take extra care when you're pinning around the corner, because you don't want to stretch it round. And it's a good idea, and Beth says, doing what I'm doing, is that put the gusset, have that on top rather than the bag on top, because you can manipulate it better as you go round. And then as you go round the corner, you kind of just allow for that corner. And it does fit, but the reason I'm doing it the way that I'm doing is I've just cut it a little bit longer than I need it. So I'm just going all the way around.
Oh, so you are going to use the template at the end, but
Yeah.
once you've got it in place.
Exactly. So I'll just do this really roughly, because I know, as I say, we're running short for time. So you can imagine that it's all beautifully, and I normally say, you know, don't do it, but more is more here. Just pin, 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 pin.
Yeah.
All the way around those curves until you get you want to have enough so that you can put the template down.
Okay, I've got an answer from somebody for, who was it?
Ooh.
Anne asked about paracord.
Yep.
Sandra says,
Right.
okay, paracord will be too thick and stiff to use, Anne. Thank you for that. I love the way we all help each other out.
The fans page are incredible. Now you can see I'm not really far out here, so I've
Yeah.
just got a little bit of an overhang here, and all I'm going to do is just mark that and cut it off there. So I'm just going to cut it off, and again, make sure that you cut it off with your ruler. Don't just wing it like I'm winging it, because this has to be absolutely straight.
Yeah.
Because then when you put the next one in, and then you must remember to do this, because I've done it a couple of times and forgotten, then just do your shaping this end. And this time I am going to draw it, because I would like everyone at home to actually be cutting it rather, oh dear, just cut my finger, cutting it rather than
Rotary cutter.
That's
But some
it.
people are totally proficient with a rotary cutter. I just like to say be careful, because I know
absolutely.
what I would do with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we cut that down. And then you see it's now going to fit that exactly. Whereas if you'd cut it to the size that it states, you may be a little bit out there. And then you sew that, and then all you would do once you've sewn that, you then have a perfect match for here.
that one.
But again, what I would always suggest is to find the centre and then pin, 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 and then work these ones in when you
Okay,
do the
perfect.
second. So then when you've made that, then you just make the lining in exactly the same way. So you can see here, you've got the tapered end there
Right.
and the tapered
Yeah,
end.
don't forget to do the tapered end on that one as
But
well.
you must leave a little hole for turning out, because we bag this one out. And then it's just a case of when you've made, see, look, I did try to do with, that's when my machine was going wrong. You must make sure that you put right sides together.
Yeah.
And then you add the flap. It's all in there. It's very, very self-explanatory with the pictures.
Is the flap lined as well on a separate lining?
Yes, you do exactly. So what we've done here,
Yeah.
you do exactly the same. So the flap is going to look like that with this as well. And then you would put your right side of your flap there and then sew it bag it out, and then you can just quilt it.
So that's
if you
made
choose
as a
to.
finished item.
That's finished.
And that's the bag, and then you put the two together.
And you put the two together, and then you put one inside the other, go around the edge, and then you can put, I haven't put an adjustable handle on mine, but you can just do it. I haven't put D-rings, but you can.
No, we've got gold D-rings. You can if you want to, yeah. But the D-rings need to be 20, or however wide your strap is. The D-rings, because only because we were going to have silver ones on the show, but they were too narrow today. So make sure that the D-rings are as wide as your strap. Okay, right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
When did you say you were back?
I'm sure it's the 16th, but don't.
No. If it is, yes, they've checked, and it's you and me. Okay. Right, okay. So Wendy will be back on the 16th. Very quickly, let me just recap. This is the bundle that Wendy was just working with. You do get the instructions. Whoa, the camera just made me dizzy. Well, it's spun across the top of me. You get the instructions. You do get half a metre of your yellow splodge. You get half a metre of your magenta, half a metre of your peach, half a metre of your floral, and a metre of your paprika. £27.99. The other bundle, which is the bag that Wendy's already made, you do get half a metre of your blue floral, half a metre of your blue splodge, half a metre of your pale blue, half a metre of your white, and a metre of your copen, no cadet, plus your instructions, £27.99. The instructions on their own. What are you saying to me, Hannah? The blue bundle, what? Oh, the blue bundle is very, very popular. Very popular. £6.50 is the pattern on its own. Everything else from this hour is underneath us. If it's not on pre-order, Hannah will put it through on the show. What's the word I'm looking for? No. You've got pre-order on that side and show deals on that side, yeah. Right, now, let's have a look at the menu for tomorrow, because we're going to Yarn Lane now. Got to run all the way to the studios to Yarn Lane. Got to get there in the car and everything's waiting. Tomorrow morning. What's that word? Popple? I can't see the screen from where I'm sitting. Oh, it's pop. Then what's after it? Oh, there's no gap between pop and the exclamation mark. I do apologise. Pop fabric at 8 o'clock. Oh, Emma Bradford's in tomorrow. Emma's American Hand Piecing with Emma Bradford. Lovely. Top Tools under £30 at 10 o'clock. Let's get going. Quilt with Emma Bradford. And then, a Darku's in tomorrow. Sewing with African Wax Fabrics with a Darku Parker. I think isn't she launching a book or something tomorrow? Anyway, it's Wendy, not this Wendy. Wendy Gardner is presenting tomorrow. There's a great big box arrived for today, and I'm desperate to know what's in it. I won't open it, don't worry. Right, okay, so that's at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Right, I'm not in Sewing Street again now until Saturday and Sunday. However, don't go anywhere if you're watching on the telly, because I am going to be doing Yarn Lane straight after the break with Sam, Sabido, and we're doing Crocheted Flowers. Now, I need to tell you, if you're watching on the telly, you can stay where you are, but if you're watching on YouTube, the Facebook Live, or the website, you do need to now swap over to the Yarn Lane version. If you bought something from me today, your P&P is paid for if you buy the gorgeous Crocheted Flowers from Sam on Yarn Lane when we come back after the break. All of the items from Sewing Street remain on the Sewing Street website, and the items for Yarn Lane are on the Yarn Lane website. They never meet. But I need to tell you that everything from Yarn Lane is already on pre-order and people are buying it already. We will see you we'll see you on the other side of these important messages.